Welcome to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, except for this week, because today is Friday. We are running a little bit differently tonight just because we had a little bit of illness come through on our Wednesday, but everybody's happy
Sam.
and feeling healthy.
It was already moved before then.
Yeah, the voices in my head are hella sick. Now, we hope that all of you are doing well on this fine evening. Where we have just broken 5 million lifetime views on the channel.
Whoa!
Thank you guys so much for the support over the years. I will say that well over half of those views were in the last year. So big things coming. Really excited for it. Let's go ahead and drop some nat 20s in the chat with our new emotes to celebrate the 5 million views. And yeah. Check out the new emotes that we have if you guys are interested in posting some cute little caricatures of Fritz and Mabel. A nice tombstone if somebody, bites the dust tonight. And I will also say, if you're here watching the stream for the first time or you've seen us before, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and like the video. It definitely helps us to spread it out to more people so we can have more of you along for the adventure. With that, I will say one other thing. When the stream starts, you guys may notice that another change has come upon us for the Chaos Point system. I mentioned last stream that we're going to be changing some stuff up because y'all have been way crazier than I could have ever anticipated.
He says, looking at the 6 dice rolls we have.
Yeah. 2 18s, a 17, an 11, 14,
we don't
12.
know what you're talking about.
They're already plenty stacked. So the price totals for Chaos Points are changing just a little bit. Don't worry, Brett Venable. If you're here, I have not changed anything to do with constructing chaos. That is still at 66,666 points whenever you're ready to do it. So, I do also have a little bit of housekeeping to do for our friends at Tabletop Beard who have just sponsored another 5 episodes of our stream. Woo! Today we're checking out their Paladin oil because I have shown you everything they have so far.
Oh, and Tabletop Beard in the chat gifting 20
Tabletop Beard, 20 subs? Oh my God!
Get smoted.
Tabletop. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, now I'm really going to sing the praises.
We love you guys.
No, guys, this oil is absolutely amazing. If you are looking to tame your beard, help moisturize it and shape it, and, smell good in the process, you may want to pick up some of this Paladin beard oil that smells like barbershop and amber, so you can always be smelling like you got that fresh cut. While we try some of this stuff on, I'm going to play a quick ad for them, and we'll see you in a second. Guys, so
come on.
Voice, be quiet. If you guys didn't see already, you can use code Chaos20 at checkout using the link in the description below to go to Tabletop Beard's website if you want to get yourself some amazing beard products yourself. They can even be hair products if you don't have a beard. Mm-hmm. They do actually work really well for making your hair smell good and all that good stuff. Do also, if you haven't already, check out our friends at Darkeport. Their logo is super small here because I forgot to adjust that. But they run a super awesome live stream that is very well produced and extremely emotionally impactful. I am there on most weeks on Tuesdays when they run the stream at 7 p.m. Central, and I may actually show up on stream there at some point. TBD. One day.
TBD.
But yeah, check them out if your chaos is not fully satiated by our streams. And once again, Tabletop, I got to shout you out. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Whoa. These guys are amazing. I actually play on their channel once a week. We'll be playing on Sunday. I'll make sure to add their link in the description after the stream in case you guys want to come hang out with us there.
And another
5 gifted memberships. Justin at Darkeport. These guys are coming in hot already.
We need it, guys.
They're really just trying to get that advantage.
Yeah. Now that I told you guys the chaos points increased, and now you're just...
They're like, oh, okay.
Okay, fine.
We got you.
Thank you all so much for the support. It means a ton to me and the rest of the group. We love having you guys along for the adventure. So with that all said...
It's time to roll that beautiful beam footage.
Oh, man, you were like on
I was
it.
waiting for
My
it.
finger wasn't even on the button.
I know. I was waiting.
Here, above the surface of the clouds, naught can be heard but the rustle of wind through the tattered cloth wings of your airship and the sputtered straining of its inner workings. The relief in your chest won in escaping Alcazir is forfeit to unpredictable dips in altitude above the wasteland ash dunes and the darkened cliffsides of Zealous. Wrenching your eyes from the ebony towers fading away behind, your sights now rest on a thin line stretching across the horizon of flat nothingness. A wall of grand imposition for the tieflings of this land now marks your reprieve, your salvation.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
As soon as we went to the intro, Dravian popped in here, dropped $50 for the to the CREs and the stream to continue the chaos that persists. Thank you so much. And Grim Reaper, as always, popping in here with 5 gifted memberships. We are off to a fiery start on this Friday. Is this a sign that you guys want us to move to Fridays?
I think he meant the crew. The crew.
The crew.
Yeah, we can move to Friday.
I mean,
Fridays work for you guys.
Dravian, thank you so much. If you guys are, if you guys want a different day, we could definitely consider that. After all, this doesn't happen without all of you. So let us know in the chat, and we'll keep an eye on it. But
join the Discord.
Now I think we are finally ready to rejoin our adventure with the 4 of you as you fly upon the Copper Griffin and the engine stalls out occasionally, giving you a sinking feeling in your stomach. You fly away from the towers of Alcazir. Where are you headed? What are you doing?
Alcazir, 1 star, would not recommend.
No.
Definitely not. Not very hospitable. Doesn't, Flora, don't you have mending?
Yes. I'm casting it. I'm mending.
Why don't... So you're flying, right?
Yeah, I just know when it took off. So
yeah. Flora, I'll have you make an investigation check for me.
Can I help her with it if I cast Mending as well?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Man.
Well, I was going to say definitely.
I can roll with
you can-
advantage.
Yeah,
You can help.
Get that at 20.
Especially
That's
given your background as a Forge Cleric.
Yeah.
What am I rolling again?
Investigation.
17.
Okay. With your 17, you see that some of the embellishments along the side of the ship, the handrails,
Nobody needs that.
Fuck them hammers.
there's some damage there, but it's not essential, right? It's not stuff that you need to immediately tend to. But given the fact that the engine is sort of stalling out occasionally, you think to look below the deck. And when you peek your head beneath, you are met by a gust of wind that is pushing off of the enormous, or pushing through the enormous hole in the hull. You can see on the far side many of the metal components that are working in harmony together to create the lift that this flying machine has are like in shambles. Like some of the rods are sticking out. You see one of the gears actually begin to slide off and falls through the hole in the hull.
Say it 5 times fast.
Falls through the hole in the hull.
Hole in the hole.
Oh, I
Hole
only said
in
it
the
one
hole.
time fast. It's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's our
You
new,
said the other 4 in your head. We heard it.
that's our new group name. Hole in the
Hole
hole.
in the hole.
Yeah, you just loop that 5 times.
As you scan the room for anything else that might fall in, you see the wrappings that you remember hold Matavi's body.
I'm sorry, did you just tell me that Matavi fell through the hole in the hole?
No.
Oh.
He is still wrapped up. He's still in there, but he's close to the hole.
I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Okay.
I thought I already did that though.
Yeah, you cast Entangle to like wrap him
Okay.
up. Yeah.
He's also to the
Now he is like welded to the ship.
Yeah. That was my
We're
intention.
gonna
in
have to
the,
bury the ship.
Part of the
Oh.
crew, part of the ship.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was my intention in the beginning, but
Now
Yeah.
he is for stuck there.
First stuck there.
For stuck there.
Scanning for the damage in the hull, you notice that the main structural member, the main support, like running from the front of the ship to the back, is still intact. It's still there. It's mostly just the boards that make up the floor of the ship that have been chewed away and blown apart. So if you want to potentially like start mending that or make your way to the engine to try and see what sort of help you can offer it, you can. Just know that mending only allows you to repair like a 1 foot section, and if you don't, it's like a crack or a tear. So if you don't have the components,
material there.
it's not just going to rematerialize.
What was the very beginning of that sentence?
So
There's
The hole in the hole? Is it? Were we still talking about the hole in the hole?
yeah.
Okay.
There's a hole in the hull, and there's a structural member that basically runs directly through the center
That
of it.
cracked?
No, it's still
the keel.
intact. It's
the
still
keel
there.
of the ship.
Yeah.
Talking about,
It's still there. It's just the other boards that make up the floor that have fallen away. So, imagine potentially falling through the roof of an attic.
Is it possible that I could use a combination of entangle and mending and like put vines over the holes and then like mend them?
Yeah, I like that.
and I can work on the engine.
I'm amazed you have spell slots.
Do you
I don't-
have enough for that?
That's
I
a
haven't looked
great
at my-
question.
I haven't looked at my. Oh yeah.
I just assumed you were checking that.
Yeah, I got plenty for entangle. So
Okay,
I
got it.
casted one.
Entangle all day.
One entangle's
all day,
big, so I'm
Sam.
It's a
assuming
20
you would,
foot
with
Yeah.
the one.
cube. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can-
could
you
get
can
most of the floor.
Get most of the floor there.
Yeah,
And Matavi.
including Matavi.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, no matter where
I
he
think
is,
that's
right?
fair.
Yeah, just you can put
Yeah.
him at the end edge of one of the cube, or
So, as you cast your spell, the vines begin to sprout from the oak and wood as it springs back to life, and a green net is almost formed across the hull. Not one that you fully trust, but one that offers a bit of safety if you are to, accidentally put your full weight on it.
So I want to like go around the edge and like solder the vines.
And like start mending it basically
to like make it. I'm essentially making 2x4s out of vines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're able to do that, and as you mend the vines to the wood, you do see that they become more holistically part of the boards that make up the ship, and you feel like at least where it attaches to the ship has become more structurally sound. While you do that, what is everyone else doing?
I had something to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's off topic.
Okay.
But there's this girl that makes these picture frames, and she takes like a branch, and then she like bondos it to wood, so it looks like it's like turning into. That's
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
imagining in my brain.
It's like a transplant almost. Yeah.
Basically, I need to find like a picture so y'all like get the vibe.
What are the other three of you doing? Valeth, I know you're steering the ship.
yeah, I'm steering the ship. Unless I can also ritual cast something, but otherwise I'm steering.
You can do that if you'd like. I would just force you to make a survival check at disadvantage.
Nope, not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ritual cast Unseen Servant so he could help somehow, but that's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Oh, my spirit's still.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
I mean, this is immediately after the session, so your spirit should still be there.
Because it's an hour. So
Yeah.
from the time of casting.
And if you said the engine also needed some repair to a degree, I can be working on that. Down
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Laura.
I'm gonna tell my spirit to help Drazad
Okay.
in any way that he needs it to. Like if you need to ask it for something, because I know you're like the mechanical one, so I'm gonna send it with you.
How are you trying to work with this engine? As I said before, it's definitely kind of fallen apart, and some of the parts, at least one gear has fallen through the.
Can I also say to peel back the curtain a little bit? The spirit that I have is the
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Just which one is out?
No, the second you said he was helping Drazad, I was like, oh, that's interesting. No, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be through a combination of mending and also like using heat metal almost as like a way to like either fuse or like weld like the parts back together.
Okay.
And on the off chance, if any pieces, like you said, we kind of saw the one gear fall out.
Mhm.
If there are any that are missing, I can use channel divinity and conduct an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magical item. So I just need metal, basically.
Two things real quick, because
Yeah.
I don't have hardly anything I can do. I want to help, however I can.
Yeah.
And I got
there for
two
support.
two bardics left, so I'll give
Okay.
each of y'all a bardic, so y'all have a
Inspiration.
D6 to run.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and then if I'm helping, maybe
Otto's just sort of like flying through the ship. He's like, "Oh, look, you missed a spot. Oh, hey,
Oh, no.
that ain't right. That you gotta fix that, Drazad. That looks bad." Yeah,
Oh, what about
Drazad, I
this
need
thing?
to
That
speak
doesn't sound good.
I need to speak to your manager, Drazad.
yeah, that's right.
it's making a weird knocking sound when it turns over.
It sounds like this, and he's making the noise even though it's like right there, and they can hear it.
You hear that, Drazad?
Oh my god. So Drazad, I will have you make an investigation check on the engine specifically to see if you can glean, what parts are missing and how things connect together.
You can take
Looks
one
at
of
the
those.
board.
I'm gonna. It's 16,
Okay.
and wait, hold on. I'm gonna use my reaction, and I'm gonna take the 14 from the chat. It's gonna be a 16.
You can also roll a D6 for the inspiration if you want. Okay.
Okay.
The 14.
Yeah. Oh, on the okay. My bad. I see. 17.
Whoa!
Nice.
I'm like, yeah, you do that. Yeah. I'm like, wait, look, right there. That's where the gear was.
With
You knew it already. But
He just walks up and lifts your chin up.
with
just a
your
little bit.
17, this is a very complex piece of machinery that a dedicated artificer took years of their life to build. And so you're not able to fully understand what parts are missing or where they might connect together, but you definitely win some small victories in reconnecting parts that have come awry. And you can at least replace, after Flora tells you she saw one of the gears fall, one of those gears using your channel divinity. However, you are absolutely certain that more of this has fallen through. And I will say one other thing with your 17 is that that any parts you put in the machine that are not the specific metal it was made of may only be a temporary solution. They are not going to stand the test of time because this metal is so hard, so rigid, and very thin that it's going to wear very specifically on anything else you put in.
Okay.
That said, you're working on that, and Valoth, you do notice that the ship begin to kind of stabilize a bit, at least to the point where you feel comfortable flying it.
Yeah.
As things begin to fall into place, your heart begins to decrease in exactly how fast it's beating. What are all of you doing?
You'll see a puff of smoke come out from the bowels of the ship, and Drazad walks out in his smock. Just
are you done fixing it?
fixing would imply it is 100% completed. No, it is. She's running at about like 75%. It's like a V8, but if it was running on the V6, whatever that means.
That'll be 2,000 gold pieces.
No. Yeah, literally. So Valot, we shouldn't push it. I know we've been keeping it before the,
Yes, we should go only one day, maybe not 2.
Well, yeah. Drazad would probably agree. Maybe day and a half. No more than that.
Valoth, make a survival check for me. This will be more, knowledge based.
16.
You feel as though the ship is running well enough now, but in your time piloting it and understanding that it can be a little temperamental, even on a good day, you actually get the feeling that if you set it down, you may not be able to get it to start again.
Oh, no.
As it is.
Should we take this thing back to Copperfizz?
Can we make it back to him?
If we push it, I think. Right?
No,
we're
there's
really far.
no way we will make it back to Copperfizz.
You are quite far from
Yeah.
Nyvera. I would say it would take you at least 6 days.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
fine.
triple pushing
okay,
it.
so we
yeah.
crash
Maybe more
land
like 5, but
somewhere. Okay, where is the goal we are trying to get now?
We're trying to get to Amsford, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we crash in Salvation then.
Yeah, how long would we know about how long it would be to Salvation from here?
Make a history check to see how well you remember or may recall exactly
We're in
where this
Alcazar.
is.
We left Alcazar.
Yo! First nat 20 of the
25.
session. You studied a bit whenever you had some time in Vithnica to know exactly where locations of interest were around Zealous. And you know that New Salvation, the city that is built into sort of a crater from some great calamity years ago, is about
First
3
campaign.
days travel from Alcazar. By your ship, of course.
Well, we'll get as close as we can. I mean, if we won't be able to fly it after, might as well ride it out.
Do we embrace it for once? And
Huh.
I stop talking, and you hear in your head, do we push it?
Well, it's got the wings. We can glide it down even after the engines die.
So we push it.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, that's my assumption. Is like we can use the wings to.
I think that with your
glide
role,
it.
that's a reasonable assumption
Yeah.
to make.
I look over at Odd and I just smile.
And
You're going to be happy.
why?
Oh, nothing. You'll figure it out soon
Okay. We're pushing it? Like, what does that mean?
I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, okay.
No, we're willfully in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will be going
What is
likely
the
for
willful
three.
ignorance?
For 3
Looks
days.
great, guys.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah,
I think
no,
you
it's
fixed
think
it.
I think y'all fixed it.
Yeah,
I think
we
it's
did such a great job.
I would normally love to take all the credit, but as someone who prides himself in his work, no, we have maybe like a day and a half of travel, 2 if we push it, then just coast down and hope we don't blow up.
But then what? What do we do with the
We leave the ship.
I will be
What
steadily.
do you mean we lead the ship?
Yeah, we strip it for whatever parts and metal it has and we
No.
leave.
I'll be steadily over the course of like the next whenever I'm flying it, right? Obviously I've got to rest at some point, but I'll be like trying to gain altitude at a slow pace, just that when the engines do cut out, we're like
can
up high enough of
fall
a hill that
maximum damage.
we've got more
Slow incline.
When we
yeah,
fall
you
out of the
maximize.
sky.
Well,
We hit-
Vala's biggest concern is getting over the wall, and I know New Salvation's right. on
Ooh,
the
we
edge of the
got
wall.
Eyes of Charming, which is one of my favorite uncommon items. They're basically
Like
glasses that allow you to charm people because you look so cool.
Ooh.
So
There's some aviators.
thank you,
Not
Grim, for the
needed.
Eyes of Charming. As Odd, you're kind of overseeing everything. The coffer of curiosities begins to chime as you take it off of your side and hold it in your hands. It just folds over once and extends up ever so slightly. As you open the box, you see a tinted pair of spectacles. The frames are very thin wire gold. And then the lenses themselves have like a very
A little swirly.
it's like a it's
Like
a tinted lens, and they're like a very hip shade of like pinkish purple violet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Yeah, is somebody putting that in their inventory?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, he keeps it in the.
Also, I guess.
These look like very Brett goggles.
Right.
Like
I
something
have
he'd
so
have.
many goggles.
I know you have so
That's
many.
so many things on my head.
I think I have a pair of goggles.
Does
already.
anybody want this stinger? And I start like shake
The
weight.
wand?
I start shake weighting the wand.
Oh my
Forgot
god!
about that.
Damn! I could have used that to patch the hall.
And as you
we-
say that,
Yeah.
spits out another
I
one.
actually do want those.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I have the color spray goggles that I never use.
Yeah. Get them.
And I have Charm Person
Okay.
already. So
There
I
you
think
go.
it kind of
Plus, those
So wait, what
glasses
do you
would
want?
look
What does it
hella
let
good
you
on
do?
you.
You
What
want
does
the
it let
eyes
you
of
do?
charming?
Huh?
What does it say?
She wants
Liz?
the eyes of Charming.
Yeah, it says it has 3 charges. While wearing them, you can expend a charge as an action to cast Charm Person.
Ooh, nice.
Well, on a humanoid within 30 feet of you, provided that you and the target can see each other.
Yeah, because they got to see how cool you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look so fucking cool.
Does anybody want this wand to whip?
Who has the propeller helm?
Me!
He does.
Because nobody else could attune to it.
So, with your time now spent over the course of the next several hours, as you pull away further and further away from Alcazir, you see that haze in the atmosphere, that amber glow that sort of overshadowed everything begin to dissipate a bit. And you can now start to see the true light of day. You can see the sun that was blocked by ash clouds before. And you realize that it's actually just morning now. It's just cresting over the eastern horizon. With that being said, you all have been awake for quite some time.
Yeah.
We leveled up!
Point of exhaustion.
Mid-session? That's brave of you, Alex.
How are you?
Go to break
are
10
you
minutes
guys?
in.
Are you guys taking rests? If not, we will start adding points of exhaustion.
I mean, I'll take.
After watching your last YouTube video, I'm fucking resting.
Yeah. I
Well, I was about to say
Yeah.
I can take the first watch while I steer the ship,
Okay.
and then I know you only need 4 hours, so
Yeah.
whenever you're done, I can.
I'm gonna go take my 4 hours of rest, baby.
Okay. So I guess you guys are resting, and Valoth is staying, going with the ship. Is that the plan?
I think we should do 2 and 2.
Okay.
We
Are we-
can't do 2 and 2.
Wait, we landed in.
No, not
We
Okay,
both
that's
need
what I was
8
like.
hours.
You're flying.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Damn.
All right.
I will stay awake with Valoth because I don't want to be by himself.
Okay.
Then I would let you take the ship for about 10 minutes while I ritual cast Skywrite,
Okay.
trying to make it, because I'm assuming we're giving off some smoke. Or
Um,
we were when
A
we
little-
took
A
off.
trail of black.
when you took
smoke.
off, yeah, but this engine is not necessarily gas powered or anything like that. It's a magical engine, and so there's no
It's
smoke.
Arcana,
Yeah, but
baby.
Peeling
our
off.
ship was also broken by spells, so
Yeah.
I don't know if anything was burning or smoldering or
knows.
anything.
Sure, I mean, if you want to cover your approach.
But yeah, I would want to make it look like we veered more east.
Okay,
More east.
all right.
Yeah.
You make a smoke trail veering east in case you have
Yeah.
any upset tieflings in hot pursuit.
Yeah. And then we can take our watch.
Okay. I will say go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Okay.
And Odd, I'll have you make yours at disadvantage just because you are technically exhausted at this
Driving.
point.
Oh, why?
He's doing it as part of your rest, right?
Well, I mean,
I see.
I only need 4 hours of rest.
Then never mind, just do straight roll.
You got
Okay.
13.
I
on
think
the
that's
first
fine.
I
one.
got 13.
Yeah.
And it's perception?
Yeah.
Yes.
17.
I got a 21.
All right. As you guys look out over what is now
We're standing back to back.
Yeah.
bleeding
Yeah.
into midday, you see the blackened, ashy ground beneath you slowly changing back into sandy red dirt. The further and further you get away, but this high in the sky, especially in a wasteland like this, you don't see much. Nothing stands out to you. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I will say that the two of you can go ahead and hit the
Hit the button.
long rest button.
Well, even Caleb?
I hit the button.
Yeah.
Well, she got 4 hours.
She only needs 4
and then
hours.
she wakes up, and then I go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
So do I hit
Everyone's
the
a little
long rest?
different.
Yeah.
Hit the long
So-
rest?
It's a staggered.
Flora can.
You can hit the long rest button.
Not
and
you.
Well, I already hit
You
the
still
long
need
rest
4
button,
more
so-
hours.
For
If
the
I
sake
had a
of
potion of long rest, I'd give it to you.
No, it's good.
for the sake of brevity,
Yeah.
nothing up here. Nothing's happening.
happen.
So
was like,
I
I
will
remember
allow
when I
you
was
guys to complete your long rest. That said, while Valoth rests, who is flying the ship?
I will.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
Valoth
or
allows.
I can.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
no, I mean, I don't even know if Drazad's waking up, so I mean, she might
Yeah.
be the only.
Oh yeah, that's
'cause
true.
I'll be up
Yeah.
before you, so I'll fly it.
Make a survival check for me.
I'm good at those. Let me roll a
I'm
9.
gonna
And
do it.
make
You have
a
a bardic.
wisdom
I
save
do.
for me.
Thank you.
Well,
This
Yeah.
against being charmed.
Okay.
Okay.
18.
Lot better.
Oh,
Lot better. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, we good.
Wisdom. That's a 19.
Okay.
What I do is when you come
More
up and
voices?
you take the helm.
Um,
When you take
I'll
the helm,
text it to you.
I do minor illusion of Valoth in place next to you, working the controls exactly like he was working. I was like, just do like this. Like this. This is how
I
you
start
do. Yeah.
mimicking fake Valoth.
Cut to what I was actually doing.
Yeah. The ship starts saying.
So,
I rolled an 18. I don't know if you heard me.
okay. What was that check for again?
Survival.
Survival to fly the ship. Yeah.
You're able to fly the ship, no problem. Although you are very, very aware that it is underperforming. Occasionally, you feel the steering wheel begin to rattle in your hands as you
needs an
kind of
alignment.
shift it. You see one of the wings like occasionally like juts in. You have to push on the pedal really hard for it to and like stick back out before the
Poor
ship starts to spin, basically. But yeah, you guys complete your rest.
I was gonna ask if we named the ship, but yeah, it came named
Copper Griffin.
Copper Griffin.
Yep. He was not. He was getting. Grindo Copperfizz was getting something out of this deal.
Yeah.
What, a sponsorship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His ship.
So now that you guys have completed your rest, you feel refueled and rejuvenated after your battle in Alcazir. It's actually falling into late afternoon as the heat begins to dissipate in this wasteland. Is there anything you guys want to do on your travels?
I would have wanted to swap out some sparrows.
Um,
on my rest.
I want to explore upgrading the ship. Like, I know we have that bow we got from that guy. I want to see about Hey Drazat, do you
What?
think you could help me make a mount for this bow? We could mount it on the front of the ship, and then maybe it could become like a ballista.
Yeah,
Are you planning to fire
I'm thinking
metal
like-
bolts with it?
I'm thinking like a crank. I'm thinking like a magazine on top. I'm thinking like
So you are saying we go
reinforce it.
big.
Yeah,
we do
oh,
not.
yeah.
You're right. We do not go home.
That's what it's gonna look like. The front of our fucking.
Or you
No, we
think
can make
or you
that
think
work.
it's not worth it because we're about to ditch the ship?
Well,
Are we gonna ditch it or are we gonna try to fix it?
Oh well.
Drazad, could you also send in Copperfizz and see what he thinks about the state of everything?
honestly, I was really hoping you weren't going to bring that up. I
No, I was.
I definitely can sending anyone.
Good job. In statement.
Drazad does not want to talk to Copperfizz.
But he's the only
Not
one
alone
who
in
might.
his head.
Can-
He's the only
can
one
I-
who might know how to
Ooh.
fix this.
Can I use him as a switchboard operator?
It is less that it is less that we are. It is less. It is not that Drazad cannot fix it. It is that Drazad does not have the materials to properly
Yes,
fix
but
it.
if he knows, he might be able to send it in Odd's box.
Ooh, that's a good point.
What a
Okay.
good use of the box.
Yeah. It's like a,
no, Red is
Just a little bit of roadside assistance. Close
Hit
out
up
this one.
AAA. Hey.
Can you put something in this magic box for
Yeah.
me?
Let me
Tell
get
him
this
to put
State
him-
Farm app
yeah,
ready.
hey,
Hold on.
tell him to put himself
Like
in
a
the
good
box.
neighbor.
Yeah.
Stay
Copperfizz
farm
is there.
That's right.
Oh God.
Bing.
In the box, it dings, it dingles.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can.
Can I get a hot tub? Do you remember that commercial? Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
They're so
Like
funny.
a good neighbor.
Off the rails immediately.
Well, you are in a flying machine. So, Drazad, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm still swapping
it's
out my
okay.
spells from I'll prepare. I haven't prepared it yet, but I'll prepare sending in a second. And I'll use a 3rd level spell slot and sending Copper Fizz.
Okay.
Okay. Put him up. I need 5.
You guys do.
Okay.
Every time we talk about
The
this.
Copper
Okay.
Fizz song.
Hey, bud.
Don't waste them.
Is there... No, scratch that. Hey, bud, I need you to send us some metal that the engine is made of in the box. What's it called?
Itemic
Not the box.
telemeter?
The itemic telemeter.
Yeah.
I think it's
That's one word.
Yeah, put
It's 2 words.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Yeah.
dash. There's a hyphen.
I agree. Don't worry about it.
Everything's
Which way
fine.
am I going
Don't
here?
worry
doesn't matter.
about it. So you got 2 left.
We're fine.
Everything's okay.
You got it.
Cool.
Odd had fingers up, and then you started talking, and he did this, and I was like, that was one word. What?
You hear back in your head. What did you do to my ship?
You got 20 more words, dude.
I know he's gonna say more.
No, he's not. He just that's it.
That
That's it.
question. Yeah.
I can't send you any parts because they're made from mithril. I can't get that here.
So we need.
We got some more.
mithril.
Oh, so it's
So we need mithril.
Okay, so like I said, I really,
just gotta
really
find some
did not want to talk to Copper Fizz, and now I've wasted a 3rd level
What'd he
spell
say?
slot for something I
What'd
think
he
I
say?
already probably would have known. We need
Did you-
mithril to
did you-
fix the engine, and he can't. He does not have mithril nor access to
Did you tell him it was your fault?
it. Absolutely, I did not.
Why not?
If we are taking blame, technically it was my fault. I was waving the staff around.
I mean,
I didn't
You
know it was stolen.
I feel like we could find some mithril.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no.
Drazad,
idea
if-
at
I was about to
all.
ask. I was like, do we
Drazad.
believe that? Do we
Yeah.
know how
Make-
hard it is?
I don't
Make
know
a-
if
make
more
a-
of them
Make a
have
history check
Yeah.
for me.
Great.
Me or her?
Me.
Drazad, if you had some mithril, could you fix it?
Drazad, you can make it as well because I think this is
you
very
should.
much under your purview.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should make it.
Ooh.
It's true.
15.
And Flora, would you roll?
Not a 15.
6. I could take something if we needed it.
So with your 15, Drazad, with your background in smithing, no less, in the halls of Hrafheim, you recall mithril being almost as heavily sought after as obsidian. It has different properties, but it's still a very valuable metal.
Yeah.
And to your knowledge, it's mostly only available in Freudan, a dwarven country smack dab in the center of Roria. And as you think on this, as you focus on the metal of the ship that you've been working on, something sparks a memory within you. The ring of this metal, this very pure, very strong mithril vein,
Yeah.
strikes a chord within you, and you feel the tone that it makes is not all that dissimilar to the ringing waves from that come from the northeast shores of Hrafheim.
So if we go this way, we can go all the way around the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
3 days.
I do think if I had slippery enough shoes.
You feel
could
you
swim.
feel like obviously Freudon is the place where Mithril is.
Yeah.
But the thought of that familiar sound ringing out across the waves doesn't escape you, and you don't know why, but it feels significant.
So, Drazad, Mithril, is it a separate metal, or is it a forging process that creates it?
No, it's a separate metal altogether. It's just... Well, you can find obsidian in a couple different places, but most of it is from, like, the Sable Fuel, like, by Rafheim. But Mithril
the
is...
place you're not from, right?
Right, the place I have been at for a long time. Freudan is where I know of Mithril to come from, which is potentially an issue because it's a
And
little far from us.
I was about to say, and that is just right this way.
Right. It is,
Yeah.
a teleportation
Just
spell or
right
two
He
down
takes
the
your
road.
finger and he points it a little bit
Yeah.
further,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it extends it out from your arm.
Right across the Sojid Empire.
It's... We would need the ship to be fixed right now to get there.
If we got Mithril somewhere close,
Could we not?
could you fix the ship?
I would say that you don't feel extremely confident in how the
Definitely.
you don't feel extremely
Absolutely.
confident in how the engine itself
Yeah.
functions. But if you have some time with it, you might be able to study it and at least piece together the parts that are missing. And if nothing else, you might be able to craft them out of a normal material. It just won't last.
I was about to ask, does
Yeah,
it
that's
have
same.
to be Mithril?
Well, I was gonna say, because we know it's wearing on the
Yeah.
regular metals. Like, can we just not keep creating the
No,
pieces that
I
I'm breaking?
think
Because that's what Alex just said.
So the other thing that I'm kind of brainstorming, although that is another problem because we still have no idea where my obsidian is. But
Was it not in the veins of
I forgot.
Apollo?
Yeah. Apollo was hitting that stuff hard.
No, but was that all
Sounds
of
like
the
you hit that
obsidian?
magic cloud.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Wait,
that was
was-
good stuff.
No, was that all of the
That
obsidian
was
weapons?
dank of the dank.
That
What?
In
all the
Apollo's
divine-
veins.
No.
Oh,
It was-
okay. I didn't think so. I was
I
like,
think
there was 100
it was
weapons.
like 3 weapons worth
Oh,
of
sick.
obsidian.
Okay, yeah, that's what. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I
what I
think
was.
that's the information you guys got from the Forge Master.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about. Okay. So
Yeah, he made like a couple bars.
I have a very good feeling that if we were trying to like repair the ship and actually like utilize it almost as well as it was, if we did not have mithril, I think potentially obsidian could be a very decent substitute for it.
What about just regular metal?
I don't think we would be able to get off the ground.
Really?
Once we land, no.
Even if we put all the pieces back?
Not with regular metal. Not with any kind of standard basic metal. It's not going to. And it's also, you have to understand, I mean, this is, Drazad is the forge cleric. I mean, I understand the forge and working with metals
If
and
we don't
creating
find
objects
obsidian,
and armor.
very rare,
Mhm.
or mithril, even rarer, sounds like, should we not at least try with regular metal? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least we
Drazad
try.
is always up for trying, but I do not think it will work.
Okay, we will look for obsidian and mithril
Oh, what does
if we
that
can
mean?
make it to salvation. I mean, when we make it to salvation.
Oh yeah, right. This is also an intricate piece of arcanotech that I am not very familiar with working. So it's not necessarily just the metal that is the crutch.
But with enough sendings, could Copperfizz not coach you through it enough?
We're gonna get a lot of use out of that song.
Drazad really does not want to talk to Copperfizz again, especially if he does that thing where he asks a question after I've already sent him.
He made this though.
Yep.
Right. Do you want to pick up sending too?
I can't.
We could.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's a wizard spell.
We could both do it somehow. We'll figure it
I don't
out.
think it's a
Can
spell
you
that
give me your spell slots? Your like Arcana energy?
I mean, I would try. If
Yeah,
I could. I don't know
absolutely.
if that's something I can do.
Because if I'm just popping off over here using 3rd level spell slots,
Well, you guys know that you at least have, the rest of today and probably, at least one more additional day worth of travel.
Yeah, so
remaining.
you can be sending him now and like taking notes on what pieces are missing.
Okay, can I ask you like a really a quick
can't-
question?
Yeah,
how do
sure.
we-
Okay, are we going to level up after this session? Potentially.
I am not able to reveal those details to you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we're going to talk after the session then.
Okay.
I don't like how you looked at me whenever you said that.
Yes, that
Damn.
is fine. I will use my spell slots while you're still flying.
Can
As long
we-
as I can regain them all by the time we land. And I will start beginning to talk to Copper
We're
Fizz
gonna-
about the engine.
We're gonna start like letting Drazad rest at any moment.
Yeah.
Like you go take a nap, Drazad.
You drowsy use hypnosis.
Get all, get all of your spell slots back.
So I take it then, over the next couple of days, you are spending your time
Yeah.
trying to get instructions from Copper Fizz. Are you trying to repair the engine at all during that time? Or I know you've done some to it
You
already.
could begin
but-
adding more pieces back in.
Yeah, I would probably begin to like tinker with it. So
Okay.
I would begin to probably like putting metal pieces in, like plain metal pieces, and seeing like how long they're lasting, how long like the wear strength, and kind of testing, I guess, a couple different like styles of metal, like gold, whatever, just I can find, and seeing like you know what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I would say that even within the 24 hours after you replace that one gear, you're already noticing that there are deep pot marks left by the mithril, like pushing against that cog.
Okay.
And so you probably would mend it, but you understand that these parts would last, a matter of days. It's not weeks or months.
Yeah.
They would get worn down quite quickly. You look like you had something you were going to say, Odd. No?
Well, I was wondering if there was that we can't send them anything. It's just all your description. I'm gonna be helping Drazad fix this thing, mostly by coaching them and giving them good vibes.
Okay. Drazad, I will say make a
What kind of check?
check with the Smith's tools is what I was going to say.
What kind of check is that?
It's a Smith's tools check. You're
Like
proficient in Smith's tools. Just add your proficiency.
Not like a sleight of hand plus your smith tools or anything.
Yeah, there's not a wisdom or intelligence or something like that.
I think it's intelligence.
Wait,
and-
wait, wait,
but maybe not. Actually, I'm not
He's
sure.
gonna give you the crown that he's wearing, the hat, to make your intelligence.
It says 15.
Ooh, yeah.
Doesn't it just go up to a 17?
It goes up to a 19. That wizard hat.
It's a 19?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give him my crown. Do you have to attune to it? You gotta attune to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got time.
I
It's
rolled
an
it.
hour
My
long.
proficiency bonus is +3.
Well,
It would be the same as the intelligence bonus.
no,
Let's-
it'd be a +4.
We'll not
well,
get
yeah,
muddied
that's
down into it too much, but I do feel like this would be an intelligence check. So
I'm also gonna cast
whatever that gets you with the
19.
headband, a 19.
Yeah.
Um,
With the headband?
yeah.
22.
Okay.
There you go.
I would say with your sendings to Copper Fizz, you're actually able to understand what parts are missing. You still, it would take a lot for you to understand how
Yeah.
the machine works, but you know what parts you need to manufacture, the approximate sizes, and how they fit together. So you spend the next couple of days doing that, but even with, I think you'd have 4 channel divinities over that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get 2 per
Over
per
2
rest.
days, two
per
per
rest.
2 per rest.
Yes. 2 per short rest.
I would say there are still
2 per short rest.
okay.
Okay.
Then I would say that you are able to reconnect just about every cog within the machine. It's still not, humming along quite as well as it should because it's not the right materials, but it is certainly handling better than it should. So
It's
with
working.
that, if there's nothing else you guys are doing, I will say we're going to take one more rest.
And we get to rage against the machine.
And you get to rage against the machine, right?
Yes.
As you guys rest, you can do so in shifts, just as you did last time. I won't have us roll any checks, except for Veloth, who needs to make another wisdom
I forgot to
save.
do my portents for the day. These are my portents first.
Okay.
And then
They're very important.
Boo!
Ah,
I'm going to portent one of them, and it's going to be a 17 total.
17 total?
Yeah, my wisdom.
Okay.
Did you see the question I asked you?
I didn't see. Secret messages.
Secrets.
Well, you sent me something secretly, so I had a question about it. I didn't want to ask it.
Well, Flora, I lied. I am going to have you make a survival check for me.
Nat 20!
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
28!
Okay. Great. You're able to
Good
fly
at
the
that.
ship, no problem. It's very smooth. And in fact, Valoth, you sleep extremely soundly.
I don't sleep, I meditate.
Right.
meditate
You
real well.
meditate very soundly because no shake in the ship is
So
is
hard.
breaking your stride, so to
hard.
speak. And as you focus your mind and allow your thoughts to drift, I'm going to ask everyone but Valoth to leave the room. So now that everyone's gone, I will share with chat what I shared with you earlier.
Okay.
On Valoth's first sleep, the voices that he has been hearing swirling around in his mind that you now know to likely be the voices of lost souls in the Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke in low murmurs and whispers until their voices began to coalesce, overlapping gradually until they all spoke as one. And for the first time, you heard a presence speak to you from within the Wrath. It says, "Our world is at risk. You must help me save it."
And for those at home, my question was, it said me, not we, because there's multiple voices. And he said, yup.
He said, "Me." So now, on your second rest, feeling even more susceptible to the staff,
Dude, I had 4 rolls, and the highest thing I could get was a 13.
you drift into sleep and awake on the other side of a memory.
Oh.
With a gasp, you pull your face from Caranton's pool of realities and gaze upon an infinite empty room filled with shallow water that reflects the never-ending void. What do you do?
I pull my face and I see what?
It is a seemingly never-ending shallow pool of water that reflects just the never-ending void of space. You know this place to be
Yeah.
Caranton's pool.
I look down and at my hands. Do I have my tattoo?
You would.
Okay. And would I know? You said this is a memory. Would I know at this point that I would have had it, or not yet? Like I was about
You
to
would
get
have.
it. I would
You
have
just
had it.
pulled your head from the pool, so this is more or less
Gotcha.
after that. Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna start finding my way to the edge of the pool.
Okay. As you trudge through the pool, which feels a bit larger than you remember, as you approach what should be the boundary, you find that there is none. Make a perception check for me as you look around to try and get your bearings.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
7.
Okay. You see no one, but in the distance, you think you might be able to hear something. Like pages being torn from the binding, like knowledge unraveling.
I don't have the staff with me, right?
You would.
I would.
Actually.
Okay. But I hear that. I'm gonna close my eyes
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try to pinpoint the location of it with the staff, just like where I would think that tearing is coming from.
Okay. Make another perception check for me, this time with advantage.
It's a 20. I'm taking it. No.
Are you?
No.
It was a 14.
Well, we'll see if I regret that. I don't. Okay. 22.
You're absolutely sure of the direction of the sound, and with this knowledge, what do? You approach?
Yes, but the water is like waist deep. You said,
It's about
or
ankle deep.
Ankle deep.
It's very shallow.
Oh, okay.
I would say it's knee deep.
Okay. I'm gonna get like alligator style in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Just eyes peering above, and if my hair's not wet,
Mm-hmm.
I would wet it to help it stay matted down because I know it's white and probably visible and easy to see. And I will kind of like slowly work my way towards that sound.
As you approach the sound, slowly something comes into view. Something that isn't just the infinite nothingness of this void. You find a humanoid figure folded upon themselves, crumpled into the shallow waters that you share. As they weep into their hands, they're sort of in the fetal position. And this, you now realize, is the sound that you heard, what you associated as knowledge unraveling, papers or pages ripping, is them beside themselves.
Do I recognize this person?
You can at least, because they have their hands over their
Yeah.
face, you can at least tell that their hair is white, similar to yours. They have pointed ears. They are certainly an elf.
Mm-hmm.
But they still feel unfamiliar to you.
Okay. I'm gonna rise out of the water
Okay.
and... What's troubling you?
You watch this elven elder in fine casting robes continuously sob over and over and cry, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
What didn't you know?
They turn towards you and lock eyes with you. Immediately you know that you do not recognize this individual.
Okay.
And they scream, "Get out!" And you snap awake. The image burned into the back of your mind like a painting. You can recall every detail, the diminished state of this elven wizard in their sun-touched robes. With that,
Oh my god, wait, I think I know.
we're
suck!
we're gonna call everyone back in.
Oh. Stop giving me people that I know, but Valoth doesn't.
Yeah, while we wait for everybody to rejoin us, if anybody has watched everything we've put out thus far, who do you think this might be? Let
He's
us
an
know
asshole.
in the chat. Yeah. Sam definitely has some idea as to who it is.
God. Well, how come Morgan gets to cry when she has her one-on-ones and I get pissed?
I rewatched
Morgan,
it.
I want to cry.
I rewatched it and I can finally watch it without time.
Oh, that's good.
Only took 3 watches.
So Anthony Pace believes that it may be Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
Dad? Maybe. Who knows?
Zaddy?
Giuseppe.
So now that everyone has returned,
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
I do want to ask real quick. I know everyone's back.
Angel comes back from errands.
Their
to
eyes,
Valoth and
were they
find
of
out.
someone of my race or not?
no.
No. Okay.
I left
Yeah.
my nat 20 that I rolled. in here.
That was normal eyes.
That's what I thought. Okay. I just wanted to be clear. I've got like 2 ideas, and I'm like 80-20 to what I think that it is between the 2 ideas.
Valoth, as you snap awake from your meditation, that is distinctly not a dream, you realize that it is not only the nature of your meditation that has awoken you. but the fact that the ship is now listing to a side. Flora, as you are flying the ship, the wing that has been causing issues has completely pulled in at no fault of your own, and the ship is now beginning to circle slowly.
I'm like, what'd you do?
With this sudden jolt of panic coursing through you as the engine begins to falter, the once unsteady grumble now replaced by an ominous silence. The machine begins to lurch and tilt, sending you into a terrifying tailspin. Adrenaline surges through your veins as you grapple with the controls, desperately trying to regain stability amidst the chaos. Time seems to slow as the ground rushes up to meet you, fear gripping your heart with icy fingers. What do you do? I am not rolling initiative, so all of you can just
real quick.
tell
Did
me.
I complete my long rest?
Yes.
Okay, so I got my portents back, and I would have. I'm assuming we sleep under the hull, right, under the deck.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to where the wings are.
Okay.
Do they fold into the hull, like in the area that we
They
are?
sort of accordion. They fold into the ship slightly, but you can't see them from the inside.
But I know just about where they are.
Right.
Okay, I'm calling for the other three who are, I'm assuming, down here, and I'm going to say, one of the wings, it feels like one of the wings is in. We need to push it out or break it out somehow.
Okay. I'm going to sprout my wings
Okay.
and then kind of climb off the side of the ship and try and grab the wing.
Okay.
And what I want to do is like the wings all the way in.
It's you can see
Most
now
of
that
the
you're on
way
the
in?
outside. It's most of the way in, but there is a small crack where you can kind of fit your fingers into.
So what I want to do is like go off the side, grab the edge of the wing, and then flare my wings to like
Catch it and
catch the
push
wind
back.
to-
Okay.
Sorry, I'm moving away.
No, you're okay. Make an athletics check for me as you fly over the side of the ship. Flora, you're trying to hold the ship steady, and with your natural 20, you're doing a very good job not to just crash it immediately.
Is there any way I can use my reaction to cast the spell?
I would say you can cast a spell as normal.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, you're
So I know
just
I'm
trying to keep it from crashing.
I'm driving the ship, but I also want to cast Gust of Wind.
Okay.
Which I just
Ooh.
changed because I learned I can do that on
Nice.
Long Rest. I did it in my office just now. I was like, this will come in handy.
She's like, I can't do that. I was like, yes, you can.
Yeah. I opened it. I
can.
was like, I can. So I did. So I'm gonna cast Gust of Wind on the side where the wing has
Fold it
gone
in. Yeah.
and try to keep the ship up on that side.
Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
Does that make
nice.
sense?
Yeah.
Basically creating a
Yeah.
strong updraft and also assisting Odd sort of
Yeah.
in him
Heck
allowing wind to catch his wings. The two of you work in tandem. I will say, Odd, roll your athletics check with advantage.
The good thing for advantage, huh? Let's see.
You're so cute, Maple.
I'm gonna take a +5 for 22.
Glad you
Okay.
agreed that thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were able
Oh,
to
it was
extend the wing fully, and you hear a unsettling metal thwang as it does, almost like a couch spring breaking. As you begin to let go of the wing, you feel it just loosely flapping. So you are, I would say, easily enough. You're under the impression that you may have to stay out here holding the wing out to keep it as it is.
Okay, then I will grab as it comes out. I'll stay holding on to it and start to use my wings
Yeah.
as the extension of the wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You continue to hold the ship aloft, and it does right itself. I will say, under the tremendous strain of this tailspin, the engine has faltered in Drazad. You see gears loosely spinning as the mithril has cut clean through this new metal that you've installed. Sparks are flying all over the hull, and you're beginning to wonder if there may even be a bit of a fire hazard with all this.
Of course, there's a fire hazard.
The non-mithril or obsidian metal didn't work, you guys.
I'm tearing at the side of the hole, trying to get at the mechanism that pulls the wing in and out.
Okay. Make a. I'll say cleanly. Let's just do an investigation check because. I'm holding my because.
Oh, okay. Thank God I have a +8. It's 16.
Okay. Because there is definitely a panel to access those components from inside.
Gotcha.
And as you find that panel, which is very well hidden, the workmanship is actually quite nice. You pop open the panel and you can see exactly what caused that loud metal twang. There is a large spring built into the side that essentially locks the wing into place that is completely busted, ripped into two pieces. Was maybe put under too much pressure or stress. As you look upon this, you feel that you may at least be able to fashion the mechanism in such a way that it keeps the wing out.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to retract it, but it'll keep it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
As you begin working on that, I will say, just with your prior investigation check, you're able to sort of like make a hot fix, but it's definitely not permanent, and you step away from it. Drazad, are you still thinking about what you want to do here?
If I think the engine is going to explode, or if there's like if I think the fire hazard serious enough.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the hull is basically made up of vines at this point.
Much improved.
Yeah.
I'll be casting Mending in a way of just like trying to hold the engine together.
Okay.
But I'll cast Create Water to cool it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, as you create water and throw it upon the engine, you hear a disconcerting hiss as the steam erupts from the superheated parts of the engine.
You hear just like good times.
Yeah, you're familiar with this feeling, but it does blind you for just a moment as you are instantly thankful for the fact that there is a giant hole in the hull as the steam is all sucked straight out.
Yeah.
There's a lingering aroma of burnt metal and charred lumber beneath the deck. But at this point, the engine is whirring down. It is stalling, but it is no longer spewing sparks everywhere.
Okay.
Flora, with your nat 20, you have handled the machine expertly. You feel the engine as it sort of rocks you to a side. Both wings are out, so you are continuing to glide, but handling the ship in this way is completely different than having the engines come online. Make a survival check as the ground continues to approach.
Where are we on the map?
On the map, you guys would be relatively close to Salvation. And if you'd like, you can make a perception check for me.
Okay, so
What'd you roll?
I can't remember. Survival?
Survival.
No, but like the number.
Yeah, I rolled a 24.
Nice.
So I'm good.
Yeah, so
then-
Keep your points to yourself.
I was like, I'll throw it out there.
you actually like have both your hands against the steering wheel and you are pulling yourself in, holding your feet against the pedals, keeping the wings as extended as you can, as you sort of use that extra leverage to keep the ship flying straight. As the wheel is pulling and listing in different directions. It takes a lot of wherewithal to hold
And
it
then
steady.
You said investigation to
Perception.
Perception is +8, so 13.
Nice. Glancing up, as you are somewhat distracted, you don't see a city on the horizon, but you do see far out in front of you a thin line that you would take as
Like
probably
the wall?
the wall of the Divine.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's at least within sight, but you waste no time in turning your eyes back down to the ground. All of you that are below deck and Odd, who is on the
Holding
side of
on
the
to
strip
the-
and sort of holding onto the wing, you guys can see through the hole. The ground is maybe like 20 or 30 feet below you at this point, and it is rushing by at rapid pace. As Flora, you pull back on the wheel and try and let the ship slow down naturally. I will say that it begins to.
I'll like to.
I want to do something to slow him down.
Okay.
I want to pull out the wand and then shake weight it and then like cast web in front of the ship so And I want to keep doing that all charges to kind of like as it hits and breaks through, like the next one will catch it.
And I was gonna say I'll do gust of wind.
Okay.
Because I'm still concentrating on it.
Yeah.
So
You'll redirect
move it to
Yeah.
the front of the ship.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, with your tandem parachute and wind measures to slow down the ship, skidding across the wasteland, every once in a while you'll hit a pile of sand that really takes a lot of speed off.
I'm gonna tell Drazad, we need to get up. We need to get off of the bottom of the boat, of the ship.
That,
Yeah.
We get up to the top now.
But we wouldn't
Take
fly off
Matavi.
from the top.
Do you do that?
I'm leaving. I'm telling him that as I'm getting up.
So he
Above.
probably doesn't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Do I hear that?
Do you shout it?
I would be yelling it like down if I like as soon as we start like hitting the ground, I'm gonna yell to grab Matavi.
Okay, I'll grab
But
Matavi.
he is also tangled up to the deck, so
Drazad?
so if you can't, it's cool. It's cool.
If I hear that too, I would stop.
Okay.
I would stop and like, fuck, and I turn back around because it's like my thought would be like, screw it, but then I'm like, Drazad's gonna stop. Drazad's gonna do it, and so I'm like,
As
I'm not
Vala,
leaving
as
Matavi,
you
I'm
turn
leaving
back
Drazad.
around and look down into the hole, you can see that sand is occasionally actually breaching the hole through the holes that are left by the entangle spell. And as every time the ship touches, a little bit more of that rips away. A little bit more of those vines loose themselves. Drazad, you have the wherewithal to rush over and grab Matavi's body as you pull it away from where the vines are being torn asunder. You are able to detach it from the floor. Valoth, you watch as Drazad now looks up at you. Sand pours in earnest. There is the last remaining structural member, and Drazad, you have a balance beam to walk out of the
God.
hull on,
Oh my God.
carrying Matavi.
What were you about to say, Sam? To help us in this situation?
I was gonna say like I was gonna cast magic missile at the vines to try to like help him break
break it.
Matavi free. As I turned around, but if that all stuff happens, then that happens.
Can I throw Matavi to Sam?
Should have
to
given you
Valoth.
my fucking hat.
Sure. Make an athletics check to see how well you do that.
Wait, before he does that, how far is he from me?
He would be on the other side of the hull, so maybe 15, 20 feet at most.
I would see you getting ready, and I would go, wait, and I would
hold on.
shadow step to you,
Okay.
grab Matavi, and then shadow step back.
Okay. Nice.
Why didn't you just grab Drazad?
Because I don't think technically I can travel with a
okay.
person. I
It
was
is
going to
an
ask,
object.
like, would that?
Yeah, it's an
would that
object
work?
at this
Yeah.
Okay.
So kill Drazad.
Mine doesn't let me
and
take somebody
pick
with me.
Drazad
This is the real strat.
And then revive him.
Okay. I'll
It's a lot like wild shaping while you're holding things.
exactly.
And
I'll
revivify in it.
revivify in it.
Okay.
Shadow step me.
So
completely
Drazad,
blind
as
if it's
the
just
ship
way
continues
dead
to
body.
skip along the sand and dirt, you become increasingly aware that you need to get out of here, because if not, you are going to be sandblasted.
I tell
Super exfoliation.
Valoth to, you've got to get out of here. You got Matavi, go up.
All of the steps, I'm like gonna walk up, place him at the top, and then turn back around and like watch you.
Okay.
And I cannot think of anything to do other than
If I still can, yeah, I'm
points of
gonna
contact.
mage hand out to try to like give you extra support
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
And just like Valoth extends his hand, and out from his hand another like a spectral hand like comes out and is resting.
You
on
and
him.
all
I'm
this
so thankful you can do
spectral
this.
Make an acrobatics check with advantage
Oh.
because you are being aided.
Nat 20.
Nat 21.
As you maneuver across the beam, you find yourself able to maintain balance quite well, especially with the extra help of Valoth's mage hand.
I've learned
But
how to
every
hold my
time you see the ship beginning to drop down towards the ground, you have to sort of brace, as you don't know exactly which way it's going to send the ship next. After the first couple of rumbles where you almost lose your footing, you get near the end, wait for one last rumble, and sort of leap forward. And fittingly enough, that is when the ship finally starts to... and it
It's good effect.
sits, resting in the sand, as all of you sort of reassess. The steam from below deck has now combined with dust particles that are flying all over, making it a bit hard to breathe. But as soon as you wipe your eyes and assess your surroundings, you realize that you have all 4 appendages still.
Hey, Drazad,
Only 4? Drazad only has 4 of his appendages?
Yeah,
Not the tail! The tail is still there.
It'll grow back. It'll grow back. You're fine.
I am not a lizard. Excuse you.
You are quite literally a lizard.
Do you think you could sending to Copperfist? I think we're gonna need another ship.
You know,
Another ship.
Yeah, do you think a ship would fit in one of those? And I
Yeah.
point to Odd's box.
I'm not gonna be wearing it when it happens.
You should just respond to like sending him, be like, "Can you send a ship in the box?"
No, you message him or sending him a pin to where the drop a pin.
We parked it here.
Yeah, the
Come
Copper
get it.
Griffin has landed here.
Drazad does not think he wants to message Copperfist.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, that's fitting. That's that's how it feels as you're sort of rocked and your lungs fill with a bit of sand.
Drazad's acid reflux because he is nervous.
All of you feel a tension sort of leave your body that you've been holding over the last 20 or so minutes as the ship has been spiraling out of control. You take a moment to sort of reassess your surroundings. Looking into the sky, you can see that it is just past midday. And Flora, you at least did see the wall as you were coming down from the ship.
I also have to say real
from
quick,
the sky.
now that it's buried deep within the chat, Havoc, that was my thoughts as well.
Nice. Yeah. I saw it.
No,
If you guys want to know, you got to watch the live stream. Come hang out with us. So.
Yeah.
I'm here. I am here.
I'm talking like
I know.
future you guys.
Yeah,
Future friends. Hello, future friends.
Hey, friend.
Fuck you, future me.
What are
Whoa, love yourself.
It's cool.
what are the 4 of you doing?
Well, I guess we better start making our way to the border.
Hey, Flora, is there sand everywhere?
Yes.
Flora, can you still have that wind gusting?
Yeah.
Cover the ship in sand.
Okay, I could do that.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that,
I pull the sand back.
can I go strip as many parts of the engine as possible? Since it was already breaking and parts were falling off of it?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'll say
Is this the end of the ship, though, guys? We're not gonna fix it and come back.
That engine is made of mithril. I do not care.
Well, that's true.
Also, our plans are to go very far from here.
I may not know how to forge with it necessarily, but if we have it, we could use it.
are you fully dismantling it, if possible, or are you only, taking some of it off for sampling
Whatever
purposes?
you can carry.
Yeah. Well, the thing is mithril is probably really light.
It is.
Yeah,
That's the
I
whole
would.
reason
I
you
don't
wanna
think I would
use it.
fully dismantle it. I would take off pieces that I know if I did have like excess mithril that I know I could like reforge them. So like small cogs, stuff like that. Just
Okay.
because if I did end up like wanting to use this mithril to like reforge it into like smaller pieces for our armor or weapons or something like that,
Okay.
it can't be it can't be a huge,
Huge
chunk. So
chunk.
I don't need anything like
Massive.
crazy. Yeah.
I'll say that, you spend a little bit of time. It's easy enough to take something apart when it's falling apart. You get a rod of mithril as well as, a few cogs.
Sweet.
And I'm gonna walk over to the helm, and
Okay.
I'm gonna lock it one more time, and I'm gonna message Drazad the code. And I'm gonna look at Odd when I do it.
I'm like, you changed the code, didn't you?
I'm just gonna look
Right.
at Odd and go.
Yes.
Well, you can't fly it anyway.
Yeah. No.
Drazad,
Way
I
to
will
go.
say, make one more investigation check as you're taking apart this engine.
Is there like a core to it? 18. No.
As you're
19.
as you're disassembling the engine, you see the parts that you sort of manufactured and how worn through they are. And because you're disassembling it, you begin to understand exactly where some of those pressure points were. You begin to feel as though the reason they were being chewed through as fast as they were is because of the extra strain put on it by the kind of wild flying you had to do last minute.
Okay.
You did at least see that they would only last, a day or so.
Yeah.
But it's... You think maybe it's salvageable. Maybe. At least enough to hobble it along to wherever you may need to.
Wait. Oh.
I mean, what you do with that information is up to you. But
You're saying, like, if we would, like, somewhat repair, like, the engine, we could, like, theoretically, like...
you could fly it as you have
ride
been
it like a
previous.
bike?
You just need to be very, very careful with it until you can get the parts you need to repair it. Otherwise, you can also just strip it for parts and leave it here if you want to.
No, if I think we can, like, potentially repair it and, like, get it flying, I wouldn't strip it.
I mean, you get the sense that, like, what you did worked as a temporary fix, and the only reason it fell apart was because of the extra strain of the other components of the ship not functioning the way they should. Like that wing that came out, the engines were working overtime to keep that.
Okay, yeah, then I won't do the mithril thing. I do think we should probably hide the ship, though, like y'all were saying.
Okay.
Even
We
if
gotta
we
make
bury
sure
it
we
in
can find
sand,
it
we
again,
can
though.
always... Oh, that's
We
true.
can't hide it from ourselves.
Make a map.
I got you, fam.
Oh, it's myth. I can find it.
Oh, because it's mithril. That's
Oh, well.
Unless we find mithril to
As
fix
long
it.
as we get within 1,000. As long as we get within 1,000 feet of it.
And the other mithril that we find to fix it is not within 1,000 feet.
I will also make a
I
map.
mean, you could just think of the wheel of the ship. Like
Think of the lock. You made it.
the lock.
Yeah.
As long as you don't make
That's
another
Like
one.
I said, we just have to be within 1,000 feet.
Yeah, but with the map, it's gonna get us close
Yeah.
enough. You know.
We have hedged our bets on worse before. Okay.
I don't like your little
No,
shitty grin over there.
I'm grinning because it's like this is a clever solution.
Okay.
Make a survival check to see how well you can
That's good. I wouldn't
notate
have thought about the
the
lock.
ship's location on a map.
24?
Nice. Yeah,
texted you
I mean,
the code.
as always, pinpoint accuracy with these maps. Eventually, you will chart the entire world.
Hell yeah.
It is your
She
dream,
is the
aside
map,
from finding
the
the
map,
One
the
Piece. So
I will be the king of the pirates.
now that the
Guys, my crew.
you've marked the ship on the map, you propel sand onto it, covering it in a
King
dune until only the very tip of the smokestack is sort of sticking out of the pile.
Just the tip.
Just a tip. Very
With that-
it's very classy.
Yeah.
What are the four of you doing now?
Tastefully done.
Tastefully tip out.
I guess we're heading the rest of the way to New Salvation.
Yeah.
I guess so.
guess
I don't know, Drazad.
Was that
what
our-
are we gonna do?
Was that our ending goal, or
are
is
we
that
trying
just...
to?
We were
Fix
trying to go to
this
Imsford,
thing?
and New Salvation
Okay.
is closer than
That's what I
Imsford.
thought.
Well, I mean, so I think we should continue with... So, A, there's a war going on that we are heading towards that we need to figure out.
That's a thing.
Is it war or more of a power vacuum at this point?
No, well,
A bit of column A,
A little
bit
bit
of
of both.
column B.
you know... So we have that to figure out. We also have the whole her uncle thing to figure out as well, but those...
I got a plan for that.
Good.
Oh, yeah, we gotta... What are we doing with Matavi?
And then...
You'll have him. currently.
Oh, Drazad will carry
Dang,
him.
he's not gonna fit in the desk drawer of holding.
Just some feet.
No.
Yeah, on the top of your
I mean, technically, we could make him fit.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
going there.
You got like a
It's okay.
C-3PO on your back.
We have the staff, which is part of the war situation. Okay, we have her uncle to deal with. We still have to find my obsidian, which is the goal number 1 for me, but
Yeah.
of course. I think we make it to New Salvation and see how long that takes us and see how far this power vacuum war...
Check on the war status type of thing.
Yes, because although I really did not like those tieflings, I do feel like we do weirdly owe it to the world to try to stop.
Oh, definitely. The one that didn't try to kill us wanted us to go there. The others didn't. So
Yeah.
I would want to
We
go
kind
there.
of owe it to the
Did she
la-
tell
to
you
the
why?
nice lady.
Yes, they wanted to stop the war.
Yeah.
Or they protect their people at least.
So I think we get the new salvation, figure it out, stock up, level up. I don't know what that means. And then we make it to
Also, don't forget,
Imsford.
the Weave wanted to kill you, and the Weave are the people who killed the king.
Yeah, what's their fucking problem?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
How
It's
many
this
days
destiny
do we
bullshit.
have until Matavi starts to rot?
Well, it was 10 days from when you did Gentle Repose, which is when you left.
It was right before we left, right? Because we were going back to
It
the
was
ship to rest.
it was a
and
day
then-
before you left.
So we.
So it was
have-
3 days before we.
It took you 3 days to get to
2.
Alcazir.
I thought it was 2.
It was 3. 'cause
Couldn't you
did
just cast it on them?
sit
again?
down and rest.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
We'll say
Doesn't
2.
I
and
mean,
then-
we might have. I just didn't
You did.
remember. Okay.
It was brief, but you did. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 the first day of travel. Then you guys did one more rest, so it's been 5 days.
Okay.
This is the 5th day.
Okay.
Okay,
So we've got. We can assume like 2 days of walking to get to New Salvation.
Make a perception check to kind of assess how far.
we about to be walking for a week.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. As you look out across the wasteland, you can see the wall in the distance, and as you assess even more closely, scanning the horizon because of your history check on New Salvation earlier, you see a break in the wall, and you know that must be where New Salvation is. So it's within sight, and you feel with midday, you might get there sometime around midnight if you walk through the night, or the next morning if you decide to camp out in the wasteland.
You can, by the way. You can cast Gentle Repose multiple times
Yeah, that's
to
what I
keep the body from decaying.
Yes, I mean, I say we walk, maybe rest. It might be weird to walk into town at midnight
With a dead body.
with a dead body from where we were coming from.
That is.
Should we leave him with
fair
the ship?
point.
Well, if we don't find Mithril, we may not come back. It may not be worth coming back.
And then he will decay.
We can leave him near the wall, closer, if we would like
No,
to.
if
hide
this
him
is
somewhere
where you
there.
want to bury him.
It's not. I'll carry him.
Flora, I'll say that, as disheartening as this is, you might even take it upon yourself as like a mission to get him where he needs to
It
go.
is 100%.
We could weaken at Burning Stone.
I was kind of thinking like Demon Slayer. They have the little backpack.
The box.
Yeah.
Like an unseen servant.
You can try and do that.
I was thinking
Up it
of trying to make something out of Entangle,
Okay.
and then so it just looks like I have like a backpack that's just like big.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna have him standing up in the backpack. He'll be like hugging his knees.
He'll be in
Gotcha.
the fetal
Yeah.
position.
Fetal position.
I will.
Fertile position.
Oh God.
Can I make him in the fetal position?
That's way different. We're not going there. I will say, no check necessary. I think you've already used Entangle to wrap him up, and you have used Entangle before to make a pack for yourself, so you're experienced with that.
We're
You
not
cast.
committing.
Okay, I didn't.
You cast. You
Wait,
cast
no.
Entangle.
No.
And with this extra weight, you're not really able to carry a ton of gear with you, but you are able to manage it.
Okay.
I'll say, as long as you're carrying him like this, you will have 10 feet less of movement
Okay.
speed.
I was like, I can
think
just
that's
keep
reasonable.
animating
Yeah.
him. And
Yeah, so then we'll definitely just wait at some point to rest during the night. And
Okay. Are you going to rest here and then continue on, or
it's
what's-
midday, right? I
It is
think
midday.
go till night.
Yeah, till sunset.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all trek the desert, and after a little bit of time, the sun begins to fall. The thin line on the horizon begins to grow larger and larger, begins to look a little bit more like a wall. And those of you who are extremely perceptive may even be able to see some parts of salvation sticking out from the crater that it's sort of sunken into. You all pack up for a night's rest here in the wasteland.
Ritual cast tiny hut.
Nice.
Okay.
I have something else I can do.
It's Balm of Summer Court. No, that's the other
No,
thing.
that's the healing.
But I know
find
what
it.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
We set up our cozy little sleeping pad.
Yeah.
I'll say, a lot like we did on the ship. You're in the wasteland with not a whole lot else around. You guys can go ahead and complete your rest here. I'm not going to hold this up.
Hearth of moonlight and shadow.
Hearth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good port.
Thanks.
We're long resting.
Long resting. The four of you wake with the rising sun and continue trekking.
Yes.
Okay. As your early morning of travel finally reveals the first few patches of greenery amongst the red dirt below, civilization also dots the horizon. As you draw nearer, you can see that a city sprawls like a grand amphitheater, its buildings cascading down the sloping terrain in a bowl that, towards a bustling town center and a lakefront at its heart. Your gaze is then drawn to the remnants of a once mighty wall, fractured by the same cataclysmic event that shaped this crater-like landscape. New Salvation, the city of prophets, kings, and heroes, now lay ahead of you.
What did this? Do we know? Is that like common
You can
knowledge?
make a history check.
You watched
Okay.
our previous campaign.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Well-
saying that for Chad. Chad, if you guys want to know.
You don't know.
You have no idea. You're like, wow, they dug this whole thing
Yeah,
out themselves?
I cannot believe they dug this whole city reverse into the ground. You think if they did all that?
Would I know based off my history check that I
No.
made earlier, or do I have to make another one?
Oh, you would think if they're gonna waste all that time,
Because I want to know if I believe
digging
this.
down.
I would say
would
you,
just build
you-
it up.
You know.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, you rolled, what, a nat 20?
It was
on-
nat 20 for 25,
You
yeah.
know. You know everything about this
Why
place.
would they do that? That seemed like so much work.
No, some odd thing happened and a crater was here, a big explosion of some sort.
I'm going to grab a sweatshirt.
A
Okay.
explosion?
Yes, and that created a crater, and then they built a town. There was a town here, and then it exploded, and then they rebuilt the town after it exploded.
That doesn't make sense. Don't you think it would?
It makes
just
more sense than them digging that out.
So what?
For no
The
reason.
explosion's not gonna happen again?
I mean,
Why would you
I
consider
me and
the
Sam
explosion
doesn't
to
really
happen?
remember why, or if we even know why the explosion happened, or if that's something that my history check would have told me about it.
I will say that with your history check, you would know that this city was fell victim to one of the first cataclysmic events associated with the World Eater prophecy, where basically the world was ending and vast tracts
earth
of
were being
land
eaten up.
were just being
Yeah.
like devoured.
So it's
from
more of
the-
like an
the earth.
Implosion.
Because I feel like I remember the party like being thrown out into that space.
Mhm.
So okay, that's why I thought it was an explosion, but it wasn't.
It was not. It was
something
just a
being eaten.
disappearance.
Yeah.
And then wherever you guys went in
Yeah,
that
that's right.
campaign, you
Yeah, I
reappeared.
remember.
But Valoth may not know that
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So
yeah.
the Earth was eaten. It just blipped into nothingness. It did several other places as well. I
that's-
don't quite remember exactly where.
That's
but-
absolutely terrifying.
So
That sounds horrible,
it-
to be honest with you.
And then somebody
it
said,
hasn't happened since.
But then somebody said, "Let's build a city here."
yes, once it was fixed. Once all the problems were fixed.
And I point to the scar in the sky. Yeah, fixed problem.
Yes,
Looks real
it took
fixed.
a piece of the sky, and then that was the last thing it took.
That was everything after that.
Yes, makes total sense.
So as the two of you ponder the relative safety of
Yeah,
New Salvation, a city that once disappeared off the map, now remade in eloquent fashion, we're going to take a quick break. I just realized it's been about an hour and a half. So if you guys haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, take like a little 10-minute break,
Go look at the moon.
go look at the moon, and we'll be right back. Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, look at this sweatshirt I got.
Terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Brett Venable, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian at Darkport, Angel Jobert, Paul Tankersley, Corey of Darkport, Angel of Darkport, Taya, Dravian, Unholy Guardian, Moist Moose, Aaron B, Crow, Horizon, Cellphone, Cursed Wolf 666, One-Eyed Goat 90, Daddy Durr Frosty, Kevin Bellier, Jimmy Bob, Anthony Pace, Will Plays Games, Player Lord, KR08, Rub My Beard, Elmo Rect, Neil Munoz, Stephen Cowan, Flame and Air, Raymond Diaz, Place Filler, LC, Just Riker, Moongoose McQueen, Meta Lisa, Silverlock, Amadeus, Unreal RPM, Robert the Legoman, Conry Lane, Gray Fox, Matthew Moore, Death Stealer, Mickey Nystrom, James, Turtle Lover, Stacy Ransom, Patrick Dillon, Nexo, Josh D, Corbin Dallas, Rob Wodrell, Fun and Games, Bimmer Vibes, X Urin, Admiral Woody, Potato Caster, Craig, Rom Dan, Kenneth Webb, Havoc, Funhouse Ryan, Bryson Weeks, Lord Jin 90, Cheeky Saver, Ace Vincent, Coddle, Raccoon with No Question, Labor Days, Freddy Pixel, Robbie's Revelations, Mike Gaya, Q Man, SolarCon 48, Noilus, Bor Kaldur, Sonic Hog, Jordan Dice, Edward Werewolf Hound, Beskar 66 Safe, Leodus Kyron, DD76, Jared, Southern Landwell, Nigel Hernandez, Retro Gamer, Gold Amiro, ML, Dutin 103, Lil Fat Stacks, Andrazadi. You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
The most exciting feature for our live streams has come to YouTube. You can now roll dice live to help us in our adventures by using chaos that's built up by watching and interacting with the stream. All you need to do is keep an eye out for earning instructions that appear on our stream, and then spend those points by typing in the commands that correspond to the dice you'd like to roll. This feature is always available, no matter what campaign we're playing in, so be sure to hop in and help out our players because, well, they're gonna need it.
Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high-quality product that contains no cheap filler or artificial oils that you typically want to steer clear of. And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane
or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top-notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beard today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
In a world of darkness exists Geramentum, a beacon of hope in the realm of Terra. Our heroes, all with unique pasts, live here and are connected by a common destiny to protect the dream. Welcome to Darkeport, an actual play production company. Our inaugural dark fantasy D&D campaign, Gold, Green, and Red, is inspired by the lived experience of War Medic and GM Angel Gamble. Subscribe to us now on YouTube. Live episodes stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you. By chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Another thing.
Welcome back,
Antitrust
everybody.
laws.
Let me tell you about the sociopolitical and economic state of our world.
It gets me every time.
I hope you guys caught a good view of the moon, caught a good view of our friends over at Darkport. Dravian is redeeming 2 D20s.
Okay.
Right back from break.
Thank you.
You have my undivided attention,
Bing.
sir.
Yes, we're
Bing.
here.
Thank you. Thank you
Nat
so
20.
much.
Here we go. Ready?
2 nat 20s,
Sorry.
back to back.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
No, wow.
Get it. Ready? Set.
I hit it.
Go.
Okay.
Now.
There we go.
Touch thinking about it.
Now.
Look, nah.
Who rolled these?
16.
That's
Dravian.
good.
Dravian. And then
Dravian.
One more.
It's one. It's also Dravian.
Walmo.
Get it.
Excuse me.
Get it.
Okay. Roll.
Here we go in.
And good juju.
Nat 20.
Good juju. 13.
Heck yeah.
Lucky 13. Hey,
We've got a good
They-
spread.
they're all most of the time going to be
Okay, can I give
successes.
you those numbers again?
It was a 16 and a 13.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, what was the first number? I was like, I remember the second one.
Thank you, Dravian,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
chiming in
Thank you,
chat
man.
there, and thank you so much for the super chat at the beginning.
9.
Really appreciate that.
We have 9 rolls on deck, you guys.
So, we now rejoin the four of you as you make your way towards New Salvation. Your weary legs after traveling by foot for the first time in a long time welcome the respite that the city may offer.
Especially trudging through like sand dunes.
Oh yeah, we know how hard that is.
Don't try to run.
Don't try to run ever. As you draw near the entrance to the city, a busy market of dilapidated stone structures and cloth overhangs casts dappled shadows on the dusty ground before you. Individuals of all shapes, colors, and sizes peddle everyday supplies and sustenance to the people on this side of the border, unfamiliar with the relative worth of the goods just beyond. You find yourself here in this sort of impromptu marketplace as people call out prices, hold their wares high, and try to garner the attention of many other travelers, most of them tieflings, who appear to be enjoying the what's available here in the market.
Anybody selling metal? Like ignates.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Do I smell obsidian on the air?
Are you doing like locate
I will
object or
take a-
something?
I will take
We did just rest,
I know. Well,
knowing that we were coming into the city. You
I
could
know.
have.
I don't know.
I'll take a
don't have to.
thing.
I'm not going to waste
I'll
that
take
spell
a
slot.
11 in chat for a 15.
Okay. As you scan across the market, it's
Gotta
quite
use it.
crowded, and there's a lot
got
of
We have so many.
there's a lot going on. But what you are able to focus on is that most of what's available here is fresh produce, something that's not really available
Where
in
they getting
Zealous. Well, it's just across the border.
Okay.
So they're basically bringing
Does
produce.
it literally like everything's dead, and like on the other side of the wall? It's
well,
like
once you started getting
green?
closer, you saw like some patches of green and like a
Okay.
little bit of grass
There's
growing.
a little green on this side.
But yeah, I mean, even on your way into Zealous, you noticed a pretty stark difference as like from where the water wasn't boiling to
Yeah.
where it was. You know, so
This
it's
place is cursed, man.
yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah, if you had any doubts before, but I will say what you're able to see in particular, aside from the fresh produce being sold, is a guy who appears to be selling companions, little pets.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were about to be like
No,
selling
no.
people.
No, no. We're not going there. This campaign does not go there.
Okay.
Is there no like guard set up at the wall? Like I know.
I'll have
Tin-
you make a separate perception check for this, but I will say, even though you don't see metal, you do see something that might be just as valuable to you, and that is a half-orc selling fresh cut lumber. Something else that is not really available in Zealous, brought just across the border and selling to the people of Zealous who might be looking to import some of that to make
I
structures of their
completely
own.
ignore the guy with the lumber. I look and I'm like, yeah, we need that. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go check out these little companions.
Okay. What was your perception?
14.
14. Looking out, you do see just past the market a colonnade, which is basically like a covered walkway. It's a bit raised, so you can't get a good look at the rest of the city. But there at the colonnade that extends from either side of the wall, you see some guard. It's hard to tell if they're like sun-touched or just town guard from this distance.
My worry is just like with their king dead. Like if security has like tightened or anything.
Is this
Hard to tell from
Yeah, because
where
I
you
don't know
are.
what it
It's
would
because
you're still on the
normally be.
zealous
is
side.
salvation ruled by I'm certain?
I will say with your previous history check, you have no idea.
I asked a question. I'm like,
Is it?
Or is it just like an outpost where you have like half and half type of thing?
You would know that New Salvation
is.
is ruled mostly by Imesford,
Yeah.
but there is a zealous side to it that is mostly comprised of like this sort
a
of
border town.
market gathering.
Yeah.
It is a border
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always has been.
But the guards are Imesford, right?
Yeah, the
Okay.
presence here is definitely Imesford. You just don't know if they're like sun-touched elite or not. You can't see that from here. So as you approach the stall with the the companions, you see a pot-bellied gnomish man who holds up a small turtle. You'll not find these
Speedy.
anywhere else here in Zealous. They come from across the border. Make great friends.
Aren't they gonna die really quick without water?
Oh, not these. No.
Why?
They can sustain themselves for a long time.
That's a camel.
Well, the turtles too.
No, he goes, no, this is a turtle, not a camel.
Make a insight check.
Okay.
My favorite part. This is my favorite part of being around Odd, so I'm following him.
Not great. I will use another 11.
Can I make an insight check on this guy too?
I will allow one more.
No, I was like, it's okay if not.
14.
Okay. With your 14, you can tell that the turtles probably would need some water.
Right.
But this guy's just, making
What
sales.
else you got besides a
Okay, that's what I
turtle?
figured.
Oh, it's only turtles here. They're my favorite animal.
Oh,
They'll be yours too.
why?
Well, because they're a wonderful companion to have.
How?
They're so affectionate. Just look, he like holds one up and it sort of like retracts inside of its shell. It's like, oh, so cuddly.
I'm sold.
Val
I'll take a turtle.
literally, without saying a word, just turns and walks over to the lumber set, the
Yeah.
lumber guy.
Yeah.
You know what, Odd? This might not be my favorite part with you.
I know. Oh, I was hoping he had different things.
He does like as you look upon the animals that he has, there are basically two different types of turtle in various sizes, but one of them is a
It's one of them.
turtle about the size of an open hand.
Is it blue with spikes on it?
No, leader shell. No, it has like a bunch of moss on its back, and sort of brightly colored flowers that grow alongside the moss and fungi. As he begins like showing it to everyone, he's like, they can actually grow other fruits on their back to help sustain you on long journeys.
Oh my god!
I was about to say, I was like,
want
that's a
fucking
Florida turtle.
I need him.
He then holds out another turtle, a
With
good bit
rocks.
smaller, just about the size of his palm. It looks more akin to a sea turtle than like a land tortoise or
Right. It's got flippers
I don't
instead
care what
of claws.
kind of turtle it is. I need it.
Or at least like webbed feet or something.
he says, and these guys, oh, you won't find them very many places. I know where to look though. These are moonshine turtles. They're a pale silvery turtle with iridescent shells that dip in places resembling the moon. He explains they're nocturnal creatures, so they often sleep in their shells during the day, and they can actually turn around fully while inside their shells.
How much?
That
Well-
is weird.
The moonstone turtles
sounds like
are
useful.
a bit rarer, so
bald.
35 gold. But you can also get a mossback turtle for 25, and if you buy both, I'll give them to you for 55 gold.
Sold.
Oh, okay. And then
We
he
have turtles now.
I'm like,
have fun
I'm
with your
like,
negative
wait,
15
wait,
movement
wait,
speed
you're
now.
like- I'm like, wait.
Hey, how big are the turtles?
one is the size of your open hand, the other fits in your palm.
Does he have like a little like carrying like cage?
We can make him something.
Oh, I sell carrying cages with their habitat baked in. It's very good for the turtles to stay in their natural
So since
habitat.
if I buy 2 turtles from you, can you throw in a habitat?
I can
Yeah,
give
I-
it to you at a discount.
No, I
hold
think
on.
you should probably throw it.
Wait, while they're talking, I'm kind of standing in the back, rolling my eyes at this, and you just see me go, "What is that?" And I pointed the turtle, and you hear, "Oh Yes, I cast Identify on the moonstone turtle.
Okay. The moonstone turtle, you realize, allows basically once the turtle has become, affectionate towards you, its control over moonlight allows you advantage on stealth checks in the dark.
Oh.
Make them give me a habitat.
Flora, I don't know
I've
about
left.
I don't know
I'm
about the
not even
mossy one, but that moonstone one is very pretty.
But the mossy one makes fruit.
Do it on that one. What'd you do?
It takes 10 minutes.
I'll keep this guy talking. Oh, tell me all about their natural habitats and how to take care of them.
So
and
these
what else?
guys,
Oh yeah, and what else?
these mossy turtles, as you can imagine,
I
are
ritual
usually
casted on the mossy turtle now?
found in very wet, boggy type places. But the moonstone turtles, you're only going to find them deep underground in caves. Like I said, they're nocturnal, so they really like to hide in the shade, and it's not a place you'd often think to look for turtles.
You cast it on the other one.
Yeah, on the mossy
Yeah.
turtle.
I like turtles.
I know.
I'm a turtle.
I indulge that.
The mossy
very
turtle
hard.
will grow basically good berries, and it produces one a day.
One good berry
You
a day.
put these in for me, didn't you? You knew I wanted turtles.
What's a good berry?
Heals
of the
one
good
hit
berry.
point.
4? Oh,
No,
just
it's one hit point. And it's good for 24 hours. So you can pop it in somebody's mouth and make
Pop
them
them
eat
up
it.
from 0.
Good berries a lot more useful than you'd think, especially if somebody's down
Yeah.
and you just
Right.
want to pop them back up real quick.
You know what, Flora? I would support your decision to get the turtles. I mean, not that you
love
can't make
that.
your own decisions.
Drud, would
Should you get
Would you
multiples?
possibly be able to carry them?
I can keep in mind the last time Drazad was carrying stuff, it fell out of his backpack into the ocean while we were dancing on the bridge.
No, maybe we're not going to dance on bridges.
Yeah, as long as we don't do that, yeah,
Okay,
I'll
great.
carry them.
So we're
One
going to
of them.
throw in the habitats.
I'll give them to you for a discount.
Well, what is the discount?
I can knock off 15 gold. They're 50 gold pieces.
Wait, why don't we just put the
50, they're
turtles
more than
into
the
the
fucking
backpack of
turtles.
holding?
Well, they're very
They won't be able to
they're
breathe.
very complex
Oh,
and
I'm not
elaborate.
there. I walked away to the lumberyard.
They won't be.
Oh,
they won't be
that's
able
right.
to breathe.
This is
There's
just
that
me.
weird.
Yeah.
Habitats are
shenanigans.
50 each?
No, 50 for
both.
one, and they can share.
Okay.
Do we need 2 moonstone turtles?
I was going to get a moonstone and a moss.
Do we need 2 though?
Why would we need 2?
Me and him have disadvantage on stealth.
Does it only affect one person at a time?
But it's only while shrouded.
It's only
you said?
the person that
The
it's
person
basically
that's
attached to.
affectionate to, yeah.
So they each need a moonstone pet,
Okay.
and then the good berry pet.
You guys are going to have to keep these alive.
I am not Tamagotchiing
Yes.
this turtle. I'm just
Drazad-
gonna
Maybe we
let you
need to
know.
think about
was not able to take care of 100 obsidian weapons on his own. I don't
Yeah.
know if I could take care of something
Drozad,
that...
have you ever thought of going to therapy? Because I feel like maybe you're sitting with a lot of guilt.
What are you talking about, Flora? Buy the turtles.
I'm talking about you.
So,
You
how
feel
much
so
total
bad
for
about
2
this
turtles and a thing?
mine.
Well, the 2 turtles would be 55 gold, and then their habitat would be 50, so 105 gold.
75.
That's what
For
I was
all
going to
of
offer.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's too low.
What about 80?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That's a 26.
I'll meet you halfway. How
Yeah.
about 95?
Yeah, 90.
Deal.
Okay.
He
I'll give
shakes
him
your
90.
hand.
Yeah.
What did I buy? 2 turtles
I don't-
or 3?
2 in the
2 turtles and a habitat. And
All right.
will the
No
habitat keep them
partridges.
alive? And
Okay.
does it
so-
come with food and stuff like that? Like,
Oh, well, you'll need to feed them yourself, but the habitat will keep them happy.
do they eat vegetables? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Any
eat
vegetation?
most anything.
Maybe we could feed the
good
one
berries?
that. Yeah.
I was just going through that in my head.
Feed the good berry from one to the
Yeah.
other. They form a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, could you
Yeah.
not? Yeah. So are you
That's what I'm
telling me
thinking.
How are we going
the...
to feed the good berry then?
Wait, so are you telling
You
me
just have
that...
to feed one of the turtles at that point.
Yeah, but
Feed-
does that
you
mean
feed
the...
that on shadows?
Does that mean the moss-covered turtle is like those immortal jellyfish things? Like, does it just feed itself a berry when it goes to die, and then it's like, whoop, I'm here for a little bit longer?
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Constructed Chaos.
Yeah,
where we debate
exactly.
keeping turtles alive.
I was actually thinking
Okay,
that we
so-
could.
Hey, if you thought Clot
On
was bad,
second
get
thought-
fucking ready.
On second thought, I think I'll keep the turtles.
I think here's the thing
Why?
too. What if we feed the rock turtle like a weird diet, and then he starts making like good
Yeah,
berries that do
I
weird
don't think
shit?
you're ever gonna have access to this turtle.
Like we feed him nothing but hot peppers. Like,
But the moon turtle does not
and then
make...
we get like a hot good berry.
But the moon turtle is not the one that makes the berries.
That's what. No, I'm talking about the.
Y'all
other
ain't
one.
gonna get no benefit from
No,
this
I
damn
know.
turtle.
What's in this lumber yard, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. Valoth, while they are enamored with turtles, you move over to where a half-orc man is standing next to some fresh-cut lumber with a small slip of paper and a quill, noting off various counts of fresh shipment. He looks over to you.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm looking for some lumber to repair our ship, and potentially some mithril if you know just about where that might be.
A ship?
Yes.
Here in the wasteland.
Oh, it's not here. No. It's nearby though.
On the boiling sea?
Oh no, that way. I'm gonna point back towards the wasteland, but
And you gather that he's not thinking of a flying ship. He's thinking of...
He's like, "Brr."
Well, at the very least, you've come to the right place. We have all kinds of exotic grains here. First, what you may want in reassembling ship parts.
I do.
is-
I would like to say it does not need to be watertight.
I understand. At the very least, you will want a strong lumber, and one that is resistant to heat can help very much in the case of a ship fire.
It looks like this.
This man got
Oh.
sketches.
That is quite peculiar.
Is that our ship?
It is.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not here. You're fucking with turtles.
Fuck you! I'm not giving you any good berries.
Yeah.
No good berries for Valoth.
You get
My turtle's
the good berries that cause diarrhea.
I got a snapping turtle, and he's gonna bite your finger.
Yeah.
So this is a phoenix palm. They're very flexible, which makes it very good for ship making. They're quite strong and heat resistant. We sell them for 30 gold per plank.
Okay, and do you know about how many planks I would need to re-hole the bottom of that ship?
To repair the hull?
Just
About how large is that vessel there?
how large is that
Yeah,
vessel?
we
there?
like
It's like
30 feet.
yeah,
It's
schematic.
about 30 feet.
If you're replacing the entire hull, something like 30 planks should be appropriate, but I suppose if you're only hatching it,
gold,
perhaps 10 to 15.
Okay. And would you do like a bulk discount for buying that much at once?
We could consider it. The phoenix palm is somewhat sought after as a material, so I can't offer much of a discount. Now, we do have some other woods that you may be interested in to help supplement the cost. We do also have some sparkwood. Not great for structural use, but is excellent for finishing as it refracts light and allows it to emit a bit of light even in the dark of night. Great for visibility. And then finally we have some celestial pine, a lumber known to splinter quite easily, but it actually self-heals and mends over time so long as the damage isn't too severe. It's great for tools, weapons, or perhaps your ship's hull if you're taking damage quite often.
What we could get that stuff, and then we could build around the main shaft. We could use the Phoenix.
I was definitely thinking the
engine.
Phoenix around at least close to the engine.
Right, use it like a heat sink
Okay.
on a computer.
So, and you don't know anywhere that someone might be selling like precious metals of any kind.
You're more likely to find that within New Salvation in the city. Here, you won't see many people selling that.
the locals aren't that interested in metals.
Well, I'm not going to buy any yet, but on our way back, if we find the mithril, we will, because we do need both things to be able to fix the ship.
Mithril.
Yes.
Mithril.
Yes.
Good luck. You may find the odd piece of armor or weapon, but I can't imagine you'll find much of that material here.
I come walking up and I'm like, did you find something?
Yeah, so they've got some self-healing wood, and then some fire-resistant wood. Also some wood that makes light, but I don't know how useful that is. I mean, we all have dark vision, so it doesn't really
How
matter.
are they
Not
getting
all of
that?
us.
You just see Drazad from like 30 feet away just...
How are they moving all this wood around?
You can see that there are like carts,
turtle.
pallets, basically.
Yeah,
wheeled.
we're yeah, exactly. We're gonna need a delivery too.
Where to? You mentioned nearby.
About a day's walk that way.
That's not nearby.
Well, if you're buying that much lumber, perhaps with the discount, we could just include the delivery and keep the lumber at
At
cost,
the price?
at the price.
That's fair.
Sounds fair. Well,
Like I said, we do need to find
Yeah.
the mithril first.
Yeah.
'Cause without that, it's all moot.
Well, we will be here, and we get shipments regularly, but we have a fresh one now, so you may want to make your way back sooner rather than later.
we kind of describe to him.
I'm gonna
what
yell
we wanna
across.
do.
Drazad, do we need mithril, or do we need anything else that will work? I have message, but I'm yelling across.
I do not understand why we are yelling at each other, but we definitely need mithril, or maybe the wares, and then
The party gets a TPK.
Do you have do you think they would have obsidian more likely than mithril in there?
I would say it's just as likely to find obsidian.
What do you think the toughest metal that they would have
That's what happens.
inside the city walls?
Well, if you make your way across town to the solar district, there is a smithy there that creates quite a honed edge. Their steel is second to none.
You do be liking a smithy.
Okay.
Don't sound
Well,
like
thank you. And
Of
like I
course.
said, we will be back most likely.
Well, I look forward to seeing you.
tell them to bill us a quote based off of like where we're gonna do
My
Phoenix
yeah.
by the engine.
Yeah,
and
Phoenix
then-
by the engine, like how many planks you would think that
Yeah.
would need, and then I know he said 30 total.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, how much would we need just to be close to the engine, and then the other self-healing stuff in the front, and the rest of the ship?
I'll do just that. I'll work on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell me how many board feet we will need. Write it up.
Just so you know
Give me
now,
an
it'll
advice.
be 10. If you're looking to do that, it'll be 10 planks of
Phoenix.
the
The 30,
Phoenix wood, and
20
and
of
then
those stuff.
20 of the other stuff to rebuild the rest of the hull. If you're looking to get the
300.
stuff that like sort of self heals, that's actually 40 gold per
Oh,
plank.
then why don't we just get the Phoenix?
I have
'Cause
a lot of
that stuff
money.
splinters easy,
But it heals.
but it heals, but it also breaks easier. So like, we wouldn't. I don't think we would have made it out of that last firefight if we had that stuff in the ship.
I got
You know what I mean?
Yeah, then we'll heat sink the whole ship.
Then we'll just do the We'll just do the
Oh,
Phoenix wood. for the whole thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. With that,
How to go to the
you guys have
smithy.
turtles. You guys have a lead on some wood and some
Yeah,
metal.
we got some turds.
Turds.
Get it.
So you said
So you get to see the image because you're here.
the
You are-
guy.
I'm here now.
No,
I
we're all
met y'all.
together.
We're all together. He's not gonna show me. He's not gonna show me.
You gotta show it off the stream at
Yeah.
least. You did a
I
great
did.
job.
Yeah.
Is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
drew-
that's the wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I drew it and then asked Alex. I'm like, "Hey, is this kind of what the ship looks like?" And he goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
The ship on Star Wars that's up and down.
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Oh,
when it's
yeah,
the wing.
Yeah.
Love those. The B-wing.
The perspective was a little
Aha.
hard.
Yeah. No, it looks really good, Sam.
Um, So what are you guys doing now?
Well,
Okay.
I've officially named our turtles. One is named Pop, and the other is Turt.
Pop Turt.
Pop Turt.
Nice.
Oh, excellent.
Which one is Pop? Which
Moon.
one? Moon is Pop.
Moon is Pop.
Got it.
Pop Turt.
Okay.
That just came to me, and I think that we need to go for the smithy, right? try to find metal.
Yeah, we're gonna try
Yeah.
and cross the border into the other half of Salvation. See how that goes.
Okay, but hear me out. Oh, there's odds.
Dying.
Did you eat the hot good berry?
No, sometimes you see Drazad's like lightning cord that it it tries to like escape out, and
Well, that doesn't sound good. You might want to get that checked on.
I should probably go get some light nosec OTC.
So, you really tickled Morgan with that one.
I hate myself. Yo, I'm sorry. My acid reflexes really hit me at the worst times right now. I was gonna say, okay. So the only thing that has Drazad worried about going to this smithy, this solar
In the solar district.
district, is that kind of reminds Drazad of those not so nice soldiers that your mom was a part of at one point. Solar district, sun touch.
Just don't tell them that we don't like them.
No, I know. I'm just pointing it out.
That really got me.
So we're continuing on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if
it's
it's
like
a
really
problem.
hitting me hard right now. I took a I almost said I took a Xanax. I took
Zantac.
Tums on the way here.
I would like to
Uh-huh.
find like a off to the side stall. Doesn't really matter what the hell it is. And as I approach it, shift the staff into the maul, and I'm now proficient in mauls.
Okay.
And then kind of continue on, just because I don't want the
So it's
more
noticeable
disguised.
staff. Yeah.
Jazad, do you think I
Got
should
it.
hide my shield?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
It's a
see
sun-touched shield.
your party wizard now wielding a massive maul
Yeah.
over his shoulder as he walks through towards the colonnade.
Sam, how did you get so strong? A Valot.
I'm gonna use my chameleon goggles too
Mm-hmm.
to
His hair's in his bun again.
kind of change my appearance. I don't think I'll change too much of my appearance, but I don't want my shield to show
Okay.
anymore.
It can look like a different shield.
Right.
Okay. You turn it into more of an ovular shield that's made of steel rather than sort of that gold embellished
Jesus.
ornate thing.
Nothing. Keep talking, Alex. Don't pay attention to the chat.
Brett is over here taking us points.
Okay.
We got exclamation points and then exclamation menu.
Yeah.
You move through the crowds towards the city proper, bookended by the two towering sides of wall looming 500 feet tall in the sky. Here, a raised colonnade comes into view, connecting at either side of the original wall as it wraps around the edge of New Salvation. Its decorative and open architecture seems to invite you in, but there can be no mistake that this exists as a defensive measure masquerading as an open border. There are guards placed within the colonnade looking at people passing through, but the border's still open, and so the four of you are able to move through no problem.
You used a word I don't know
Masquerading?
what it means. No
Colonnade. It's basically a covered walkway.
Tapenade.
Kind of like the
Promenade.
unnamed, so like the unnamed college that's nearby, all the walkways that are, it's
Yep.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And this wraps around the entirety of the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were like, there's a college near New Salvation.
I was like, an unnamed college. Okay,
No, physically
got it.
nearby.
No,
us.
yeah.
Physically nearby where
Got
we
it.
currently
Yeah.
are.
Uh-huh.
As you cross through the border, and some of the guards sort of like eye you up and down as you move through, they continue to move their eyesight to others that are walking across, and you are stopped in your tracks. The view is as astounding as you could have imagined, and more impressive than seeing it from afar, as you have before. Rows of structures staggered downwards like a maze of dominoes encircling a paradise at the center. Lining the outer rim of the immediate area appears to be a number of smaller homes and shelters for tieflings looking to make a life for themselves within the city. But even now, you see a number of families gathering their belongings into wooden carts and cloth packs, seemingly preparing to leave. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna stop someone and say, do you know where the smith is? The smithy.
Yes. Are you speaking of the renowned smithy in the Solar District?
Yes.
It's on the opposite side of town. If you look out here, and he begins to point across the other side of the city, you can see this sort of bowl-shaped structure actually affords you quite a good view of the streets across the way. There, where all the architecture is much more grand, you say, there is a smithy there. You will find.
Where are you going?
We are leaving. My family and I do not feel it is safe for us here in war times.
Are we at war right now?
Well, make a persuasion check.
Okay.
That scares me, Brett.
Yeah, right.
What?
Brett Venable just said his moves are.
I have a plan.
His moves are calculated.
Oh God.
That's a 29.
Well, Zealous and Imsford are not at war, but there is and has been some animosity in the past. And I fear, as many of us do, that their quarrel with Banara may spill over into refueled conflict with us.
How are they gonna fight Banara when Banara's halfway across the world?
Imsford has allies.
Oh.
They have been aligned with the Sojit Empire for a number of years. Olskana is more or less a vassal state for them. They have friends.
So you're just gonna leave everything behind?
No.
Leave
We
your
will.
house, your home?
I'm going to live with my family across the border in Zealous. We may return when we feel it is more safe to do so, but things are too early now to tell.
Have these guys, and I point to the guards, have they done anything?
No. They have not. In fact, the city is known for being quite a pinnacle of unifying force at the border. The late King Tiliueth, rest his soul, saw to it. He was very adamant about peace between our nations following the starting of the era.
Who's in charge now?
In charge now?
Now that the king.
I can only assume that perhaps his court wizard would be ruling. He never married. He has no offspring. As I say, there are many
Who is this
unsure
wizard?
at these.
Is he? Does he have a name? Does he?
I'm not sure. I know that he has a man that has been with him all his life.
All of his life?
His entire life.
Yes. Well,
Was he with the previous ruler as well?
make another persuasion check because you guys
Does
are
he
digging real deep on this.
Does he have
Also,
a,
while he does that,
does he have a
Brett
parent?
Yeah, I was about to
Same
say.
Does
high
his
on
name
the scale.
Iago?
Thank you for the 10 gifties.
Is his name Iago?
Wait, am I doing this?
You said a persuasion check?
Oh.
because he was
Mhm.
trying to.
17.
29 is not good enough to dig deep.
Does a 39 hit?
It's really like a different kind of information, right? It's less about like historical facts and more about like opinions.
Right.
and I'm not really at liberty to say exactly, but I do know that the court wizard is elven, while Tiliueth is a human. He has lifespan like
So you were
the
the
rest
one
of
that
us.
just died?
Yes.
Why are you not at liberty to say that the information? I mean, it's
As an outsider, and I appreciate everything Tiliueth has done for our people. He ended an age-old conflict that has allowed us much prosperity and the opportunity of this city. I would dare not issue any conjecture against his
I understand.
goodwill.
That okay.
You know the wizard's name?
He said he didn't.
His last
Okay.
name is Of the Coast.
Oh God, he's a bad guy then.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just kidding.
We must kill him.
Well, thank you for telling us where the forge is and all of the other information.
Of course.
We greatly appreciate it.
I wrote
He
that
like
so long.
his family's kind of waiting ahead with their like wooden cart as he kind of
I give him. I
jogs ahead.
I'll pocket him like 10 gold for, and I was like, for your troubles.
You don't.
Yeah, for your troubles. Hey, don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Take care of your family.
I will. And you take care of your own. It's
These guys are
dangerous-
not my family.
Dangerous times ahead. Thank you. And he moves along with the rest of his family.
I look over at Baloth and I go, I'm assuming you are thinking what I am thinking.
Which is...
The wizard is probably part of the Ashen and is probably part of the king dying.
Most of the
That
wizards
is
we've
not
encountered
even-
so far have been. So,
Mhm.
That is not even close to what I was thinking.
but if he's been
That
been
is
with
not
him all of his
surprising.
life, Tillywith
I tapped the
was
headband
quite.
of intelligence.
I mean, we know that, right? Tillywith was quite old. They told us that in the last place we were in.
I don't remember.
I don't remember if they told you that,
Yeah.
but I will have you make a history check. Relatively low DC.
And honestly, if they were not necromancers or part of the Ashen, they were just useless wizards.
23.
Nice.
Tillywith was a human, but he is called Tillywith the Blessed because he has lived well past a human's lifespan.
Is he from our last campaign?
Yeah, he's the little
That's
boy
the
that we
little
saved.
boy.
Yeah.
He was the king?
Yeah.
Did we put this together a long time ago and I just missed it?
I did at least the minute he said Tilly, I was like, our boy.
I thought the name sounded familiar, but I was like,
No,
Thally
So-
was
so
the one that
he
we
would've
saved.
lived to be
Tilly
like-
is,
no,
yeah.
no, we
150
went through
or
this.
something, huh?
Tilly's
Did
the
you
name
say-
of my cat.
Well, it's the year 164,
It
and he
is.
was like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
when-
so he's like 170 or something.
Yeah, so
He was.
hear me out. I'm going to say that the wizard is probably at minimum a necromancer. Be it part
Potentially.
of the Ashen or not.
Potentially. I mean, most of the wizards we've... Except for the one that has been quite helpful.
No, that is what I was referring to as either they were part of the Ashen or useless.
how is Tilly still alive?
Anyway, he's not anymore.
Well, he's not.
What? How?
It's
What?
not-
I'm sorry. I'm
conveniently.
so still stuck
what,
on this.
That's what he was saying. It's been 160 years
Yeah.
since the scar. He was 10 when y'all.
So he's like, he was like 200.
He was like 180, 170.
Yeah. My brain just caught up to this campaign.
Okay.
Welcome, Morgan.
Which is probably why the Weavers killed him.
No.
Oh.
But
That or they trying to start
who's-
some shit.
Who is keeping him alive?
That is what. See, that is where Drazad minds go.
Yeah,
mind
that's
goes.
the trick.
You get stuck in that accent, huh?
Yeah.
So we want to make our way to the forge.
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin to walk, how do you get there? Are you walking down the bowl, or are you walking around the colonnade that's
Valve would
encircles
take the
city?
path of least resistance.
Then I would say straightforward.
Yep.
It's the shortest path.
Yep.
Okay. As you begin to set out, your eyes sort of dip in the direction that you're walking, and you look out towards the center of New Salvation, where you can see that there appears to be some sort of a gathering at this Paradise Center, the town center. There you can see there's a large lakefront, rolling greenery, as well as a number of shop fronts. But more than anything, there is a large central stone platform where it appears there are people lined up and around a reddish center. It's hard to tell exactly what it is at this distance.
Can we hear? Is there a sermon going on or something
Yeah.
like that?
Do we hear like
Make a
Yeah.
perception check for me.
Yeah, I take a 12.
Back to the Scooby-Doo movie.
I'm going to be a 16. Scratch a 12. We got so many dice.
I know. I was about to.
So 16 total?
I can't roll above a 10.
I can roll above a 10.
Oh.
So as you strain your eyes to see the distant details come into view. Standing tall in the center of the town, bathed in a warm glow of the sun, is a majestic statue that you can only imagine is of the late king. his likeness is captured in a regal visage as he holds a sword outwards. And the people crowded around line up and throw what appear to be red petals that sort of circle back down to the ground and have formed a pile around his statue as they perhaps pay homage to their late king Tiluith with a delicate shower of crimson. You all continue forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val, I mean, like, he looks at it, and then he's like, oh, cool.
As you draw closer, the crowds begin to sort of funnel you almost into a particular path. Lining that path, you do see the occasional sun-touched soldier intermingled with a city guard who is mostly just wearing common garb, maybe a bit of chainmail, in contrast to the sun-touched wearing shining armor and flowing resplendent red capes.
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is there animosity or like a noticeable like hesitation of the people towards the sun-touched?
Got tension.
Make an
Yeah.
insight check for me.
Is the tension thick in the air?
What kind of voice was that?
I'm gonna take the last 12. 19.
Okay. See, the low rolls are great.
I rolled a nat one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Looking across the faces of the people, it seems that many of them are genuinely focused and disheartened at the loss of their king.
Yeah.
The Sun-Touched appear to be there mostly just to help facilitate this honoring, this event.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And especially with a 19, you begin to gather that here, perhaps even more than most places in Imesford, the king is important. Because you heard from that other tiefling that he was instrumental in making this place a peaceful one.
Did the king implement the Sun-Touch Warriors, or the Sun-Touch Warriors have been there
13.
longer than...
They've been
The king.
the Sun-Touched Warriors have been there since the king was born. I mean,
So their order would be
Yeah.
prior to his rule. Okay.
Tilly was just human, not
Yeah.
Correct.
killing. Okay.
God.
as you're sort of
Sorry.
funneled into this crowd, you find yourself sort of not necessarily forced into, but guided into
Yeah.
that same line of people that approaches the statue, and eventually you find yourself only a number of body lengths away from, as there is a sun-touched wizard replenishing
I was about
a
to
small
say,
cart of rose petals you can grab as you get closer.
I want to eye the wizard as we walk by.
Okay.
I just want to see what he looks like.
This individual in particular here is a half-elven wizard. He has pointy ears, but not quite as long as yours. He has short, sort of bleach blonde hair, and a long goatee that descends into a braid,
Okay, slay.
an earring on the right ear lobe. As he casts his magic, you see a flurry of
wearing
petals
a-
just sort of move like wind in a sort of twisting cyclone,
Doing this on the statue.
He's doing it near the statue.
so that people can like grab petals as they walk up and toss them.
I'll grab some petals.
Okay.
Yeah, I walk up and grab petals and toss them.
As you all near the statue, you can see a bit more in detail his soft stare into the distance. Him holding up a sword is not necessarily a victorious pose, but rather, in an odd way, an offer of peace. As you see, his hand is not gripped around the hilt as such. It is instead like this.
What does the sword look like?
Does it have a
Make an
gem?
investigation check.
Is it a particular sword?
All swords are particular.
Well, I doubt it,
swords.
because that sword was Odd's mom's sword, wasn't it?
Supposedly.
So many things.
It was bolters.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But
I'll take a 13 for 15.
You can see that this sword is consistent with the one that Eve wielded, but it is different, more embellished, fitting of a king.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine if that was the king's sword for 170 years, then all of the
we would not have been the only ones after.
Or
there.
No, I would say like all of the smithies that were making swords in that time were like, I'm gonna make a sword just like the king. You know, that type of stuff.
As you approach and inspect the sword, you toss your petals and watch them fall, your eyeline drifting down towards a small plaque at the base of the statue, which appears to be a permanent resident here at the city center. A quote from Tillyuith reads, "We have had our war in the sunlight. Now we must share our peace in salvation." As your petals join the rest, forming a small pile in front of and around the statue, you are ushered off by a couple of other city guard who are helping to facilitate the event as you move back off into what is, you gather, normally a pretty busy, bustling market square, but many of the businesses appear to have shuttered their doors for this. What would you like to do?
Onward and upward.
I cast Locate Object.
Okay.
Do I detect any obsidian?
Not within 1,000 feet, no.
So that means there is some somewhere.
It could be.
Or Alex paused just to make us think that there was some.
No,
Yeah.
he never pauses on.
Go
I don't, do I?
Never say never.
Yeah, go study the tape.
Okay.
Chat, can you tell us if Alex pauses for dramatic effect? Yes or no?
Yeah. Chat, can you tell me, is there
Yeah, review
obsidian
the
within
footage.
1,000
Okay,
feet?
but you gotta cash these in because we're all anxious knowing that you have
Well, we're also-
75,000
Hey,
points.
I'm not anxious. Brett, I trust you implicitly. You do as your will guides.
Get wrecked, Alex.
As you all continue upwards the opposite slope, leading up winding stairways that grant you passage to higher and higher tiers on the other side of salvation, you eventually reach an area where the buildings become quite lavish in nature. Here, resplendent architecture lay dotted with shrines to Pelor and monuments depicting sun-touched heroes of old. Sunlight dances off of towering spires and graceful curves, casting an ethereal glow over the cobblestone streets you tread upon. Amidst it all, a grand church dedicated to Pelor rises majestically in the distance, its spires reaching up towards the sky, taller than any other building here in New Salvation.
Is it party Pelor or is it regular Pelor?
If you guys want to know what
Dude,
Party
what?
Pelor looks
Okay,
like,
that's what was in
join
my-
the Discord.
That's what's the image in my brain, and I was like, surely this isn't what he's referring
I
to.
completely forgot about Party Pelor. Thank
I
you so
didn't.
much.
I forgot
no,
that.
it's very much like it's a Zeus-like
Yeah.
interpretation of Pelor. Yeah, very
Okay.
Greek.
I forgot that regular Pelor was a thing. I don't even know what regular Pelor
Well, I
looks
mean,
like.
I played the cleric in the last session,
That
so I
was
was pretty.
Cheryl's god, right?
No, that's the sun touch god is Pelor.
That's right.
Yeah.
As you wander these streets looking for the smithy, your nose detects a hint of smoked oud, like metal oils that would sit upon only the finest of weapons and armors to keep
Does
them from
locate
rusting.
object keep?
I was about to say, like, how long
It's
is it up
concentration
for?
for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
As you
We can walk
focus
1,000 feet in 10 minutes?
on that scent, you eventually come upon a large structure that you otherwise would have thought a courthouse. Very much appears to be a place of great importance rather than just a smithy shop. There are pillars lining the front entryway made of marble, and atop the letters are embossed into the marble itself. It reads, "The Sunsteel Armory."
Is it open?
The entryway is open. It's two large open doors that are just swung open.
What are you doing, Valoth?
I'm not on the side as we stand in the doorway.
As you enter, you notice the architecture of the armory commands a certain respect. With towering stone pillars reaching towards a vaulted ceiling adorned with intricate carvings of celestial symbols and heroic battles. Rows of gleaming weapons and armor stand proudly along the walls, their craftsmanship impeccable and their edges honed to perfection. As you draw your eye closer to these Drazad, you think, truly, this place sits apart from any smith you've ever visited before. And just then, a red glow, telltale in your mind, catches your eye as a half-elven woman pulls back a white-hot slab of iron from the forge. She dunks it into a chalice-like font of water that spews steam into the atmosphere, catching streaks of sun as it ascends. And she turns to you. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you. Come in.
No, the doors were open. We apologize for not being a little bit more forthcoming with it.
What can I help you with?
I did not.
On an open door, nonetheless.
No, on the door.
Door. Yep.
We were trying to sneak in. That's all I'm saying.
We were not trying to scare you.
You did not offer me any fright.
We were, I guess, looking for. So we have. I'm going to use the term ship colloquially. Understand that does not necessarily what I mean, but just follow along with me if you could.
I follow.
It is in need of some repairs, but unfortunately, the repairs that need to be made do need to be made with some particularly strong and well put together metals.
Well, you've come to the right place. I'm happy to help. Are you looking for raw materials? Perhaps something I can make for you here in the forge?
I could. No, I don't need you necessarily to do anything for me. I'm pretty well acquainted with the forge myself, if I could use it, you know. However, the metals are the more concerning part of the situation.
I see.
We need
Mithril at best. And then, if not, whatever's closest.
Mithril.
or obsidian potentially, if you've heard of any laying around. It's not common, I know, but
I've not seen any obsidian for some time, and it's not something I work with. But the mithril, I know well enough. The man who trained me was a dwarf from Freudan. He worked with the material before setting up his shop in Inniset, where I learned.
The way these timelines are so convenient.
At the very least, I can offer you something as close to a quality of mithril as I can get.
what would that be?
Sunsteel. It's a specifically honed steel used, or honed rather, perfected in the same way that the dwarves of Freudan perfect their mithril.
Are there weapons, shields, stuff like that on the walls?
Yeah.
Do any of them look like Zave's sword or her shield? Or do they all look like
Make
that?
an investigation check.
You really cannot roll above a 10 tonight.
Damn.
Look at all
I'll
those
take
numbers.
a 13 for
Yeah, I was
a
like,
17.
Okay. All of the
No,
weapons and
18,
armor,
18.
all of the weapons and armor along the wall,
Yeah, I gotta
kind of
use
like the
my-
statue. It's similar, and it looks somewhat familiar in terms of like the embellishments and the way it looks, but none of them have that same shape. And you begin to wonder if maybe like it's every weapon and armor is a work of art in some form, and even though they're not necessarily standard issue, right?
Gotcha.
So your mother sword may even be one of a kind.
Okay.
You're not sure, but you might glean that.
I was just trying to see if, like, I guess I was trying to figure out if
She would have smithed it.
she would have smithed it. Yeah. If she would have been one of the ones that created it.
She's a half elf, and judging by your eye, she's fairly young. I mean, she's
Okay,
not
yeah.
really old,
This
so
is the smith.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's possible her master might have done so.
Right. Is your master still around?
Well, he's still smithing in Innoset, although it's a much more slower labored pace. He only really takes things by commission these days. But he taught me everything he knew.
Tell him to be careful on a personal note whenever you take stuff for commission. It might be a fake commission.
We always require at least half payment up front.
You know, that is something I should probably really consider doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you didn't do. Yeah.
Look, it is
That's
not
it.
my problem. Don't look at me like that.
That's just good business.
Are the supplies here for what we need, Drazad? Do you think the sunsteel will be good enough?
I think without
Is that what it's
actual
called,
mithril
Sunsteel?
or obsidian, I think it's going to be the closest.
She looks
Yes, but
around
she says it's
and
close to mithril. The sunsteel.
grabs an ingot. She slams it onto the workstation in front of her, and you instantly recognize it to be, typical iron. But then she pulls out the steel that she dunked into the flame just a moment ago, and as she places it down, you hear a ringing coming out from it, echoing through the armory, and once again, it sort of resonates in the same way that mithril does, in the same way that you heard off the shores of Hrafheim. The coloration of this steel, even though it is mostly cooled, is actually quite a bit lighter, almost silver, and it carries a slight yellowish tinge to it. This is the sunsteel. This is what I work with. I forge it from, your typical iron and steel elements. It's important to blend the metal just right if you're going to try and perfect it with the methods we use, but it's very strong. I won't say it's as strong as mithril, but it's very strong.
Could you... So we could buy it from you, of course, but could you teach me how to make it? Would that be easier, potentially?
Are you a man of the forge?
Oh,
He's wearing his forging gear.
Well, you've got like gleaming armor.
yeah, I
on
was like,
there,
I also
so
have it, yeah.
She may not be able to see
Lean out
that.
plate. Oh, yeah. Drazat has been studying for many years in Hrafheim with obsidian. I am fairly well acquainted with a forge.
Very proud to meet you. And she holds out her
Shake your
hand. And the way the two of you shake is
son of a bitch.
more customary among dwarves.
Oh.
And although neither of you are,
Rip
you can
Carl
tell that
Weathers.
she's been trained under a dwarven lineage, and so have you. I'd be happy to show you what I can. Obviously, it'll take time away from my normal commissions, but for a fee, more than happy to train a willing apprentice. Not everything can be taught in a matter of days, but I can perhaps I can show you how to do while I do. Yes?
I'll look over at my friends and...
I think this is our best bet, and
Yeah.
while you do this, we can go and procure the wood, the lumber.
Then that works.
Yeah, and get some ingots.
Maybe find the
This stuff.
wares.
Because if you have the ingots, you can use your channel ability to just like make a gear out of it.
Well, the thing is with this, it is not an... I guess you could pour an ingot out of it, but it is combining iron and silver, you said?
No, it has a
Steel.
silver
Steel,
tint,
Right,
It just
but-
has
yeah.
but I'm
it's
saying if you have like the materials,
Your channel
You-
divinity works like that, right?
yeah, you can turn that into a gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, without like having to do anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. We could just like genuinely just be like, hey, yo, give me 1,000 gold and take this ingot of...
Yeah,
Sun
however
touch
much you
steel.
think we need
I
to
was like, we
fix the
could do
ship.
that, or
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
learn how to make it just in case if...
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my books are full for today, but if you want to come back a little later, maybe tomorrow, I'd be happy to give you a half day's training. I think I should be able to put together whatever you really need in that amount of time.
Okay, we get the room for tonight.
Yes,
Mhm.
we can go and procure the wood and tell them that we need it brought to the ship
It's not like we're going
when
anywhere.
later, but he did say that it was a fresh shipment, so to make sure we got enough of the lumber. We may want to.
We could also pay for it in advance.
That's what I'm saying. Go pay for the lumber and be like, set it aside,
Yeah.
bring it to the ship later.
That is the matter of payments. Of course, this will
Yeah.
cost you money.
Oh, right.
And we need ingots too.
Right. With the cost of the sunsteel, how much do you think you need?
Probably like
About this much.
Ask God
Yeah.
how much you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
It's weird for me to ask you the question and then tell
I
you that.
think
So I was
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
if you
2
would.
ingots. I would probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 3 ingots. is
Yeah,
probably
okay, that's
what
where I
you'd
was
be-
Yeah.
gauging around. Yeah.
Maybe we should get extra just in case.
How many
something
that
happens in the
would?
future.
Well, let's see how much 3 costs.
Yeah, how much?
It's gonna run you about 400 gold an ingot.
An ingot.
Um,
I have
and if I'm taking the time to show you how
Have
I'm
9.
doing this, I would like to charge a little more, maybe an extra 500 gold.
Maybe you don't learn.
Why don't you?
Maybe you don't learn.
Why don't you barter? Maybe you can teach her the second half of the day how to work obsidian.
The problem is we don't have any obsidian.
Is it your armor? Maybe?
No, it's
No.
pendant, but it's like
Not
it's
pendant, but
a
we're
holy
not-
symbol. Yeah.
Ain't nobody touching that. I still need you to
You bet-
cast detect magic on it.
You've been busy, so you haven't had
I
time.
know,
Because you've
I
also
haven't
got
had
a
the chance.
soul trapped in it or something.
It's or possibly enchanted.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, God. Would I have
Daddy.
hard? Would I have a hard time Like-
you would.
forging the metal if I didn't
learn.
learn like how to forge with it?
You feel confident in your divine ability to reshape metals as it's written in your,
Yeah.
your channel divinity.
They don't call you Drizzaddle
Now,
for nothing.
if you learn how to forge it, you can do a bit more without relying on your channel divinity. So that's the added bonus there, right? You're getting the ability to shape things using your crafting tools rather than relying on channel divinity, which, you know, you just kind of have
6
to weigh the
one way,
benefits of
half a
that.
dozen the other.
Yeah.
Is that worth 500 gold? Is really the question.
Right.
I honestly, I'm gonna like be devil's advocate here and say like I think we should let her, because we probably can afford to have like an extra ingot, and then if we get in a bind,
you can make some more.
Also, if it takes 3 ingots,
To fix what we're missing right now.
yeah,
that's
with the
1,200.
total- Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got 1,200.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to do
So do I,
the
but
class
the wood's 900.
and then 4 ingots? I can do the class by myself. I'll take care of that since it's me. And then 4 ingots,
So
and
16.
we could split it a certain way.
So 800 each.
I can take care of a class and an ingot technically, but that'll leave me with just 50 gold. But I'm also okay with that. Just that's not a very
You could do the class
I'm sorry to metagame all of
Oh,
this.
no,
Class,
you're fine.
class
Yeah,
ingot.
no. Yeah.
I'm just
600.
chuckling.
between the two of us.
Yeah, because then it's 1,200. Because if he's taking an ingot,
Do you want me to do class and ingot?
Hold on.
You said 400 per ingot, right?
400 per ingot,
Right,
500
cla-
for the class.
So it's
4-8.
And then 900 for the wood.
it's 2,100 altogether for the class and the 4 ingots.
Okay, yeah, we got that, huh?
Yeah.
plus
so
the
why don't you
wood.
pay for the class?
the wood's 900.
We split the 2 ingots.
Yep.
Like 2 each. So we'll each give up 800. We'll be left with 400. You'll be left with 400. And
I've got
you
1,200. I can get the wood.
Can
Great.
be left
Got
with
it.
300.
Okay, period.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Got the math.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got it.
Okay, great. So
I'll remove 500
Shake on
gold.
Now I got to rebuild my gold
How
so that
much
when I
am
get a
I?
5th level spell slot, I can copy those wizard
so
spells
I'm paying
again.
for 2, so 800.
Yeah.
Right?
Same.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll look over and go, we will take the 4 ingots from you because we do kind of need it pretty quickly, but I would
Absolutely.
very much like for you to take a half day to teach me as much as you can about forging the sun touch metals.
You see a smile kind of go across her face. She's excited to teach. I'll look forward to our working together tomorrow, bright and early.
It'll be. Oh, I'll be here. Don't worry.
I have no doubt. Well, in the meantime, I need to finish forging this blade. My wall has got an empty spot.
Appreciate your time. And then Val is going to turn around, walk back across town, and go buy the wood.
Yeah.
Are you guys deviating at all?
I
just walking right back
I think I
across.
was split up split up too. Probably go with you at the end.
Okay.
But I also want to. I don't know how to go about this. I want to try and find out. It's been a long time. If we're at the inn and there's Suntouch there, I want to like buy them drinks, kind of shower them with compliments, and then kind of just talk about like this one time. Are there very many, like my type of people that are
ASMR.
Yeah, ASMRs that are ever Suntouched? Do I ever see an ASMR Suntouched?
You actually would have seen one in the plaza.
Okay, so there definitely was one. Yeah. Or that's, I guess, how I'm going to approach that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I didn't draw attention to it because it didn't seem like an important detail.
Gotcha.
But there was one.
Okay.
So just kind of gathering that type of information about how, if there is any information about Zave.
So as you can imagine, this is a relatively big city. There are likely more than one inn, but as you exit the Sunsteel Armory, just a couple of blocks down as you sort of explore the city, you do find a place of rest called the Red Letter Inn and Tavern.
Wait,
we've been here before.
you
Why
had a
does
different
this-
place called the Red Letter.
Did I?
That does sound familiar.
That sounds very familiar.
with
Maybe
you,
this
dude.
is from the last campaign.
It could be.
It has to be.
Well, Salvation didn't exist in this form.
I know. So like,
not
that's
from
where
this
I'm
campaign.
confused. But anyway,
Okay.
while I'm,
But we both remember it, so.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I may have accidentally named
Okay.
it. this
Okay.
Okay.
while I'm going back to town, I would want to like stop or back to the other side, either on the way there or on the way back. Either way, I would like to stop in the plaza again.
Okay.
And purposefully kind of like admire the statue standing there and try to like kind of work my way near one of the Suntouched
Okay.
and just be standing there and then say, it is such a shame. He was a great king. I just hope that the leadership can carry on in his stead and keep his vision true. Just not really to him, but near him, and like hoping that he kind of, or whatever Suntouch I'm staying next to, like kind of
I
comments
will
back.
say make a persuasion check because you're kind of trying to coax it out, right? But it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like a comment or anything, just to like start the conversation.
Right.
Like, I don't want him to know it's important material right there. If I hadn't seen it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Persuasion, right?
Right.
Persuasion. Yeah, I'm gonna portent it to an 18, so 19 total.
Okay. You see this Suntouch that you're getting a bit closer to, adorned in resplendent armor, with a helmet that masks most of their facial features, but long golden locks of hair flowing out from beneath reveals their nature as a woman, and then two wings on her backside reveal her to be an ASMR. This is the one that was there at the plaza. I think we'll be in capable hands. Our country has experienced plenty of turmoil over the years. War is not foreign to us.
Yes. And if I understand correctly, the person that is taking his place has been with the country as long as he's been alive, right?
Master Elwind is very knowledgeable, very gifted, and he's been assisting Tiliwith in ruling the country since he was a boy when his father died.
Can you spell that name for me?
Tiliwith or Elwind?
Elwind.
Elwind.
Perfect.
One of the few that's
Elwind.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight him. It's easy to spell.
Elwin. Yeah, he's gonna die.
Well, it does me some good at least to hear someone so close to the royal setting in Imesford have that confidence. It puts the
Make no
sorrow
mistake.
at least at ease.
It is only a temporary ruling. I imagine that the council will see to it to appoint a new line from among the noble families in Inniset.
So I'm to assume that Tiliwith did not have his line did not continue.
Unfortunately, no. He did marry, but he never sired an offspring.
I hear immortality does make you impotent.
Being 170, yeah.
I think a lot of us just felt perhaps we took him for granted. He'd been here for so long, all of my life. I just thought he'd be here forever. And as you kind of finish your conversation with the Sun Touched and you eye the statue, you realize that even this depiction of Tilueth, he's not fragile, he's not frail. It's hard to know if it's a recent depiction of him, but he looks middle-aged at worst. Short graying hair, a regal goatee that sort of just descends ever so slightly from his chin, and wizened eyes looking into the distance. Hardly crow's feet at the edges of them.
Well, I must be going. Thank you for this conversation, and
Of course.
I'll
Be well.
either continue on back into town or out to by the wood, whichever way I was going.
And you guys were looking for an inn, correct?
Yeah. And then I want to use my background feature, name dropping, to drop name.
Drop Zave's name?
Yeah.
Okay. So, gliding past the stately presence of this grand facade of the Red Letter Inn, the interior exudes a similar elegance, with rich mahogany finishings, plush velvet drapes, and gleaming brass fixtures adorning every corner. Soft candlelight casts a warm glow over the spacious seating area, where patrons sip on goblets of fine wine and feast on delectable dishes prepared by skilled chefs. The faint strains of music mingle with the lively chatter of the guests as you are greeted by a young halfling woman. Hello. Welcome in. May I offer you a seat, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Follow me right this way. As she ushers you over to a private table in a corner, it is tavern-esque seating, but the seats are velveteen. They're plush. They're elegant. And as you sit down, you're handed a menu from the halfling, who barely breaks the edge of the table with her height. You'll see there are selections of wine. We do have a number of ales available if you'd like that instead. But I can recommend our house wine, an excellent vintage from the farmers up near Dulwich.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
I'll bring the bottle then.
Yep.
Absolutely. And anything for you two? Will we just be drinking from the same?
Sure, we can drink from the same. Did you ask for 2 rooms?
No, I didn't.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask how much it would be for 2 rooms for the night.
Well, for 2 rooms, you'll find they comfortably sleep 2 individuals. We would price them out depending on exactly which floor you'd like to sleep, but they start out at 20 gold pieces a night.
20 sounds.
You're gonna feel a hand on your shoulder and just hear, Floor, I'm going to be weird. You don't have to worry about getting me a room tonight. I think I'm gonna go hang out at the forge.
That's cool.
Also, I mean, I'm not here, but we don't need beds. Me and you.
I want a room
I mean, that's fair. Yeah,
for specific things.
that's fair.
Okay.
For the dead body.
Oh my god, I was just like, where's Matavi at?
On her back.
I've been carrying a dead body around, and I got 2 fucking turtles. So
I will add it to your
Ooh,
bill,
feed
and I'll
Matavi to the
deliver.
turtles.
I'll
He would've
deliver
wanted it
your
that way.
room keys as soon as you're done with your drinks.
great. I will take the 20 a night.
Absolutely.
I guess. Are you gonna stay?
I'm not
on?
there right now.
Oh, I definitely sleep in the night, yeah.
Yeah. Then we'll. Do you think we should get 2 or just 1 then?
We just get one.
We'll just get 1.
This guy can sit on the floor.
Very well.
Yeah, I
then.
don't even
Yeah.
shit.
Feel free to
Anything's
let me
not
know
sitting
if
there.
you need any additional
I got one for the body,
accommodations.
one
Our
for the
staff
body.
is very well equipped, and we'd be happy to help you out. I'll be right back with that excellent vintage. Wonderful choice, sir. And as she walks away, you see even her steps are quite manicured and elegant as she sort of glides across the floor, holding a hand aloft as if she's carrying something, even though she isn't. Odd, make a perception check since I know you're looking.
Fishing.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm gonna leave and go back to the forge when they go to their rooms.
You can see that there are a couple of sun-touched soldiers here, although they may not necessarily be soldiers in your view. They are most likely either commanding officers or mages based on their garb.
Okay.
Two of them actually are seated at a table just about 10 feet away from yours, and they're having a conversation over wine. In particular, the same vintage that you ordered.
Can I eavesdrop on them before I go over there?
With your perception check, I will say that you're able to hear them speaking in particular about the war effort and how they're happy to be stationed here rather than being shoved abroad into the, as they put it so eloquently, the sandy arsehole of Roria.
Slay.
Okay. When our wine comes, Flora, are you coming with me or?
I think I'm gonna come with you.
Okay, yeah.
You seem like you're up to something.
We'll take our wine. We'll go over there and we'll kind of. I'll say, good vintage, huh?
They look up from their conversation. It's quite nice. Yes, I'm certainly enjoying it. You have fine taste, friend, and wonderful armor. He looks at your sort of purplish cape. You're not one of ours.
No, but I know somebody who was.
Gets flustered as soon as that happens.
The other individual looks to be a gnomish mage. Actually perks up a bit. Oh yeah? What's their name? Maybe I know them.
You ever heard of Zave Ervo?
You see their expressions sort of run cold as they glance across to each other.
Uh-oh. I got my charm person goggles on, don't I?
You got them with you.
Hey, guys.
Am I to understand that you're the offspring of that vile woman?
Okay.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
As soon as she says that, yeah, okay. I'm gonna use Warcaster and not be able to not use my hands. I'm just gonna go. Drazad really hopes they do not get upset with us right now, and I'll cast Calm Emotions.
You see, do they need to make a save for that, or is that?
It's a charisma save.
You don't have a lot of charisma saves.
Nice.
They are gonna save.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Tensions are heated.
If a creature fails its saving, no wait, hold on.
I think it's a save or suck.
If it fails, you can suppress. Blah blah blah. Alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about a creature. They never.
It's only if they fail.
Yeah, it's only if they fail.
Yeah, usually charm stuff like that is save or suck.
Yeah, I said I knew her.
Well, hopefully you weren't too friendly with her.
Oh, why? What happened?
You'll have to forgive our lack of composure. Zave Ervo is a name many of us know as a traitor to our ranks. She fled her station not long after the tower fell, at a time when her country needed her most.
The tower fell. I'm not from around here. That's why,
We don't know the history of the land.
I won't hold Zave's misdoings against you. After all, you are here, are you not? Where she would never find herself again, and for good reason. The Tower of Inniset fell not long after, or not long before, rather, the scar was formed above Banara. Regardless of what you may think of the party that deemed themselves Salvation, the namesake
Fuck
of this town, it was, at the very least, a saving of our people, and we are grateful to them. As for their lack of help given to us after our city fell at the hands of Zealous, the hands of the tieflings,
Got a point.
I still harbor a bit of distaste in my mouth, to be sure. This man's an elf, and he's quite old. You
Old.
imagine he might have lived through some of it.
So you knew her?
I personally never met Zave. I was but a fletchling caster in my day, and she spent most of her time fighting in Zealous.
Fighting who?
The Zealots
tieflings?
themselves. We were at war then. If you knew her well, you must have known this.
I mean, she was a acquaintance of my mother.
I see. And I imagine that's how you came into contact with her shield, perhaps?
Shield is disguised.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, nice.
Get wrecked, Alex.
No, we
Yeah.
talked about that.
Yeah, I forgot.
Very specifically.
Very smart.
We've
Yeah.
disguised all of our weapons.
Yeah. I mean, she was somebody. We knew she was a Sun Touch by her armor.
It got
And
the best of me, and I pulled on it.
I'm from across. I'm from
Sorry.
across the other side of the world, and we didn't see many Sun Touch over there. So, obviously, me being here now and seeing you made me have to inquire about it.
Well, of course. I'm more than happy to share with you any histories you may have been left out on. As I say,
I would like to.
the city fell, your mother left, and the people
A
were
mother's
sore.
friend.
Sorry, your mother's friend left, and the people were sore about that.
Yeah.
As was I.
Did y'all have a lot of deserters at that time?
We had some. No high-ranking officers like Zave, though. Many were rank and file, and many left, imagining that the war was over, and naturally the mess wasn't theirs to clean. Some of us stayed. Some of us knew that there were people living here that would need support. I'm not here to debate the rights or wrongs of a war from a bygone era, but I am at the very least here to say that when all is said and done, a high-ranking official such as her should look out for the people beneath her station. And she did not. She failed to do that. The most basic of qualities needed in an officer. If there's more you'd like to see, there is a memorial in Inniset to those who perished when the Zealots attacked. The tower still lay collapsed in sections. You can see the destruction firsthand, as I did. And then I want you to imagine seeing that and leaving. Choosing to leave. Now, I will enjoy the rest of my vintage in peace. I suggest you do the same.
Yeah, I'll toast to him and head back
Mosey
to our
on
table.
back over.
Yeah.
As you turn your back and begin walking to the other table, he holds up his goblet once more and he says, "To doing better." As he sips from it.
Okay.
He's an asshole that makes solid points.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst kind.
Yeah.
Have I my way back to the inn yet?
Yeah, I would say you're
He
there
had
at this
the
point.
wood and everything. There was no issues there.
Yeah, there's no issues there. You're able to purchase the wood.
If they've made it back to the inn, I'll tell them goodnight and let them know that I'll be at the forge if they need me.
Okay. In that case, I would suppose the day is growing long. It's not quite evening. It's not quite dark, but the sun is close to setting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys going to your rooms now, or
I will, because I want to
a room?
Yeah, I want to get there before anyone else and do a little ritual with Matavi.
Okay.
It's like a not quite like the burial ritual that they would do in Zashitan, but more so the private viewing that the family would have before the public.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Ceremony. I'm gonna do one of those because Flora realizes that we may not get to Zashitan. But I want to try to take as many steps as I can to still honor the rituals of Zashitan.
Yeah.
So.
As you take a moment beside yourself to unwrap the ceremonial bearings, to look upon Matavi's peaceful expression once more, you do hesitate for a moment as you remove the vines. These emotions are still very fresh and real for you, and as you look upon his graceful sleeping, you remember his voice in your ear.
Don't do it to me again.
You remember what he wanted for you and for your people. And you remember that you carry his will in your heart. And that is undying. As you complete the ritual, you rewrap.
Val carries a drunk odd into the room.
And you
I'm
feel
just
as though
saying,
you've
it
done
wasn't
him
that bad.
As all of you sort of reconvene, Drazad, you wait outside the Sunsteel armory as the sun begins to set.
No.
Oh,
You about to rob this joint?
Okay.
No, this is just some shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there's not a straightforward answer to the actual shenanigans part of what I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
It's been like a DM's rule from everything that I can find. Drazad is really, really excited to be back in, actually at a forge, about to learn and get his hands back into it because it's been so long. I'm gonna ritual cast meld into stone and meld into the ring of the forge and sleep in the stone
Okay.
by the warmth of the forge.
That's
So-
why you didn't.
Oh
room.
yeah, like a little
Yeah.
like a little lizard, sort of coiled
So
up next
meld
to
into
Like a little
stone.
chameleon. You're gonna
Yeah.
blend it.
The shenanigans
I love that.
is you're okay to give me a point of exhaustion because the whole whether or not
You can
have
sleep
a
while that's happening.
that's a whole topic of debate because it lasts 8 hours, but it's
Look,
not concentration.
That's a rules question.
Yeah.
And in this house, we employ the rule of cool.
I think
That
you're
is
gonna
very
sleep
cool.
better than you've
So
slept
you're-
in a long
Yeah,
time.
that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like,
You're
I'm
gonna
not going to
sleep
do
quite
this.
soundly.
It's like when you find a lizard under your
Next to the
fridge.
warmth, just
Immediate inspiration.
All right.
I should have got
As all
inspiration
of
for
you
crying.
find the best sleep that you've had in quite some time.
When I make it into the room, I
Mhm.
want to turn them all back into a staff, and when Valith is sleeping, he's going to be focusing on Elwind
Okay.
specifically.
You all drift peacefully. Some more than others. And that is where we will end our session for tonight.
I thought you were gonna end it on the Matavi thing because you started with that.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, well, we got
I was like, oh, okay.
Thank you, all of you, for hanging out
What a
with
crazy
with our
stream.
session.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a very roleplay heavy one, but I feel like we were due for it. I'm really excited
It's a
about
good
all
one.
the discoveries as you guys move to a totally new location in New Salvation. If you guys are interested as to the history of this place, go check out our old streams where the entire adventure started. at least in this hole.
Yeah.
If you want
It
some-
also
if you- and
started-
if you want some more context to Valolth's
Yeah.
solo time,
Yeah.
also the last.
It
yeah.
started
Exactly.
on Zoom as well.
Yeah.
We've come quite a ways.
That all said, thank you so much to everyone who gifted in chat today. I really, really appreciate the support. None of this can happen without any of you. I hope you guys will join us next week as we actually deviate from our usual campaign. We are going to be doing a murder mystery one-shot, but it is set in the same world, on the same continent, and may or may not actually tie into some of the events of this campaign. So if you're interested in that, you won't want to miss it. Check us out Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Get yourself some beard products from our friends at Tabletop Beard using code CHAOS20 for 20% off at checkout. And check out our good friends at Darkeport, who run a fantastic stream on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central. With all that said, go out there and make some chaos.
Bye.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you think we should